Hello, everybody. I'm starting a new channel, and we're going to be talking about whiskey, bourbon, toys, media. Just want to give a quick short to let everybody know what to expect to talk about, plus much more. Hello, everybody. I'm starting a new channel, and we're going to be talking. Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews. How is everybody this late night Saturday night? This is our second week in a row doing this. I like it. It's 10:30 already, and I haven't even had a drink yet all night or all day or anything. So I went to my liquor cabinet and I said, well, I'm gonna try this new one. It's called Cascade Moon. This is a Tennessee whiskey. It's 15-year. But it's mellow as moonlight. And I guess what they mean by that, it's only 39.8% alcohol. So we're going to have a 15-year with 39% alcohol. We'll try that on the stream and let you guys know what I think. But tonight we got Jim and Low Watermark back. I was gonna watch some Ethan tonight, but then I saw he was EFAPing a 3-hour Eric video. I can't take 8 minutes of Eric half the time. So I decided to watch something else. I was watching a show called Dark Wind. It's an AMC show. It's about an Indian reservation. Takes place in the 70s. Pretty interesting show. It's not episodic. It's episodic, but you have to watch every episode to know what's happening. But it's only 6-episode season, so you're not too much time invested in it. But it was pretty good. Nothing that I would ever purchase or anything, but I enjoyed watching it. It killed some time. We have Jib in the house. How are you, sir?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Going good for me, buddy. I had a good day today. How about you?
I was all right. I got my video done, got it edited and everything for the Wreck Planet review. Got it out, so it was a little bit over 6 minutes, but I think it's nice.
6 minutes a good length for a review. Not too short, not too long. And if they watch 50% of it, Jim, that's pretty good. Like, you know how it is with a lot of these videos. People start them and they hey, when you record yours now, Jim, do you know how to set your book up? Does your book face away?
No, I lay my book down and I have a stand. It's like a Rode mic stand, but I have my camera on it.
Yeah.
And so it's tilted, so it's got these angles, so I can tilt it, and then once you turn this camera like past 90 degrees, it automatically flips.
Oh, okay.
Must know, it's like part of the programming. I must know that you're doing a book or something. So it's just automatically flipped. So yeah,
that's cool.
So it works out good.
Mr. Low Watermark, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Good to see you guys tonight.
Yeah. Did you have a good day today? Did you do anything cool, or was it just another day?
Oh, just another day. I did watch, various shows and movies and all of that today. So that was kind of nice. Watched a few oldies but goodies. I was watching some old series. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. I started trying to think of, what old show I would like to get into. So I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm thinking, I have a few hours a week that I can spend doing that. So I think I want to go into some series that goes on for a while.
Have you watched Justified?
No, I haven't. I did think about that, but
I'm going to tell you, if you haven't seen it, watch it. You will not be sorry. It is a very good show.
Yeah.
Don't watch the new one that came out this year. They did a new addition to it, and it's fucked.
Yeah.
Where are you guys watching? What channel?
I had the box set. I bought the box set. Yeah.
All right.
What's up, Mr. Pike Bishop and a moral fat 40 ounce Julio Scissors? Simply, how's everybody doing in the chat? I hope they're having a good night.
What do you mean, Pike Bishop? Do I sound different?
They said this last night too, Jim. They think you're modulating your voice some way. It does sound a little bassy, like something is.
You will never find.
No. It says it's on Disney.
Disney. Fuck Disney. Jesus.
Did Disney buy FX?
Disney owns Fox. Yes, they own Fox.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. So they have it. So.
And they'll have it episodically too.
Yeah, I think it might be on Netflix too, maybe, or.
Yeah, I've got everything but Disney, so I don't know. I'll look around and see.
See, even Julio says you do sound a little different.
I think Jim is putting on, he's trying to get into that persona, that character that he's selling. He thinks he's going to be like a videos and so
yeah,
that's Jim.
It's not full Santana, but it is deeper.
Yeah.
Black Magic Woman.
That's the other thing about this show I watched, this Dark Wind or whatever. It's all 70s music they're playing throughout the show, like 70 songs we know that you appreciate. You go, oh man, that's a good one. So they even reference Elvis being a Native American. And these are Navajos, right? There's a Navajo reservation, and they have a lot of people on the show that actually are speaking the Navajo language. It's amazing how like Jewish their language sounds, Jim. Like a lot of just crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? And they even got some of that, that phlegmy stuff when they're talking, the Navajos are doing that too. I was like, Jesus, did they ever do like that DNA tracing? Is there Jewish blood in American Indians?
There might. Well, I mean, if you trace it far back enough, don't we all come from the same place? All of us?
Yeah, there's a choke point back in history where population got down to about 10,000 people because there was massive issues around the world, and so we're all from that group at the very least. So
right. Or from Genghis Khan.
But no matter where you go, you can't put the cheese on the burger.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the oldest songs that I know is Black Magic Woman from Santana. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, I had older siblings, and they had, in those days, stereos with headphones that had like really puffy things to go over your ears, and 8-track.
I loved 8-track radio. 8-tracks
yes, and
best.
They had 4 of them, and one of them was a Santana album that Black Magic Woman was on. And so I used to sneak up to my sister's room. I used to plug that in, put the headphones on, and that, along with whatever else was on the 8-track tape, was what I listened to. So yeah, that was 1970.
Do you know what the best song with the word black in the title is? And it's not Black Magic Woman, and it's not Back in Black.
No.
Black. Oh, wait a minute.
Dun, 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 dun. 'Cause 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 '
We need
Go
the
ahead.
Jeopardy countdown.
Black Betty.
Oh, I was going in that direction. I just could not remember.
Black Betty, bam-a-lam. Oh, Black Betty, bam-a-lam.
Oh, Paint It Black says
No.
the motto.
Yeah, that was
Not
that
as
was
good as Black Betty.
that was later.
I love Paint It Black, dude. I love that song.
It's a good
Yeah.
song, but Black
Yeah, it
Betty's
is.
just the shit, man. And
Yeah.
the drum solo.
Oh, but they were kind of like a one-hit wonder, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old days.
Mm.
How is it, Dave?
I just did this the tongue
The
lashing thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to do the actual taste. But I can't remember the time. I can't remember the last time I had a 39% alcohol low watermark. That's what's freaking me out.
Well, you know, you won't be dead at the end of the stream, so that's
If
probably
it tastes good enough, I might. But no, that's a joke, chat. So I'm going to take the taste. Wow. It tastes really good, low watermark. I mean, it's a 15 year. So it's got some age. And with it being a 39%, there's no burn at all.
Yeah.
You know, it just tastes good. Like some taste good, but they hurt a little going down. This has no hurt.
Well, you know, Pure Kentucky, I believe, was another one of those 40%, 80 proof standard.
Yeah, right.
So those are nice because
And dangerous though, because
because they're smooth and all of it. Yeah.
That's why I got to have this. I have this bottle of Rebel right here, Rebel Cast Strength. This shit 60%. That's 2 drinks for the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. That's all I need for that. Man. So we Simply Green last night sent me so much information, Jim. You know, FBI record dump stuff about the finders with these underground tunnels at schools.
Oh yeah, they're digging them in New York. It's
well, they're finding them up. Yeah, they're finding them, right?
I'm not going to play it, but if you just look at these guys that were in this band Ram Jam, it looks like a fucking garage band. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, yeah, they were. They all started that way, right? I mean, is this the Black Betty video?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is before videos were popular, though, right? So
look at this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we know why they're one-hit wonders. They didn't have that stage presence. But the song was good, dude.
And you know, when you hear the song, you would never picture it was this guy singing it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? You're picturing
Are they? They sound like a Southern jam band, but are they even from the South? Because that house did not look very Southern either. It looked like some.
I don't know very much about Ram Jam. I just know the song, and you know.
Yeah. So
put it this way, there's such a one-hit wonder. If you want to buy an album with Black Betty on it, like no, you can, but it's a 2-sided record. I'm saying like a record.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2-sided record with one side is Black Betty and the other side is Play That Funky Music, White Boy.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's a good combo, though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's like
is that Casey and the Sunshine Band?
No, that's not Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's another band that's like it's Wild Cherry or something like that.
Oh, yes, Wild Cherry,
Wild
and
Cherry.
they wanted to edit that because you can't say White Boy. So
yeah.
Anyway,
love that song.
So anyway, I mean, I've got the FBI dump files on this stuff, Jim, that Simply Green. I'm like, are they going to fucking ban my channel if I play that on YouTube?
Yeah. Martin says Ram Jam is from New York.
Oh, yeah. So that's I could tell by the house. Like,
well, yeah, the thing about the
Wild Cherries was White Boys. That's what it was. That's why it's funny.
A while back, I was watching videos, and the big thing is white bands that sound like they're black guys. All right. So the Bee Gees did a few songs like that too, where everybody thought there must be black guys, right?
Right.
And then they show those guys and they're not black guys, because it's very surprising to see a voice that sounds like it's really deep and, like that. And, oh, no, it's a white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to admit, I've watched videos before. Like the first time I saw Living Color, I was like,
oh yeah,
holy shit, are you shitting me? This band is, because I was just listening to it on the radio. It's not like the DJ says, listen to the all black heavy metal band from the 80s. But when I watched the video, I was like, even more like, holy shit, because it was just so out of left field. And they were talented. Like, it wasn't like they were shit. They had a great guitar player. The singer had a lot of character.
The Cult of Personality was a hit, man.
Yeah, but they had like, I liked at least 3 of their albums. They weren't as popular, but at least they were doing different stuff. They were musicians, dude. They weren't just a hair band, right? Like a 80s hair band.
No, they were. I think they were.
Yeah.
I know they weren't grunge, but they were like the leading edge, leading into grunge, I think.
Right. I have a, what is it? What is this? God damn it. Low watermark. I got Low Watermark's channel pulled up on my screen. I have a 5-hour Medicare video, Jim.
Oh.
On the Finders. Crazy. That is not tonight. I'm not doing 5 hours of people talking about weird tunnels and crazy shit to traffic kids or whatever it is. That's what it's about, right, Jim?
I think so.
Yeah. Jim. I'm sure Jim will like the video. We'll have to make it like a 2-parter or something on a theory show. But it's not a theory; it's fact, right? This is fact. Is this a fact thing? Simply
that thing I sent you about the from
Operation Mockingbird.
He's doing like small little clips of just facts, like 15, 20-minute videos that he's putting out on a different channel than the ones because we've watched him with Eric Hunley with Mark Rubert with guests and talking about like JFK and stuff.
This one's called Proven Conspiracies. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Proven Conspiracies, and it's great for us because it's just the facts. It's not like it's not like people having a conversation and back and forth. It's just the facts. We can pause it and talk about it.
And then we can have our back and forth, right?
Right. And he's a cool dude. He's not going to strike us or nothing like that.
Well, they haven't yet. We've watched.
No, he's not going to because when the shit happened with Rogan, he tweeted out and said this is bullshit and fix it.
Yeah, fix that shit, man. So what are we? 20 minutes in? Think we need to play our daily solar storm report. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I've never watched a Medicare video. I have no idea. You ever watch on Low Watermark?
No, but I lost faith in Jim Medicare, all of the latest stuff with Nick, where he was just listening to idiots on the internet and not actually doing his own research. He used to apparently be good at that.
His take on Eric July is just weird.
Yeah, he's buying in. He's buying into some press. You know, it's like,
is he looking for more subs?
No, I don't know. He just, for whatever reason, he's decided that he's
least resistance.
Yeah.
He just wants to sell a hat for your hat.
Yeah. Buy a hat. Fuck, did you hear Eric July? Oh, you didn't hear the video. The video that Ethan was playing, Eric July goes, buy a hat for your hat.
Oh, I've heard him say that before.
Yeah.
I've heard him say that before.
That's Medicare's fucking line.
Yeah. Eric's a fucking dummy, dude.
Oh, all right, well, I'll get into it after this.
Yeah, let's do it after. Because that's going to be a rant, and I'm going to love it.
Good morning, folks. Today we're going to be checking out a paper on solar cycles, taking a peek at the trifecta of tropical systems in the East and Central Pacific, and the first official Observer Ranch event is coming soon. We're starting with the last 24 hours on our star, where solar flaring did continue. Still have lots of sunspots. Flaring is getting a bit stronger, but still in M-class range and still mostly impulsive. One of the small pops early yesterday on the departing half of the sun does appear to have released a small CME, and NASA's Enlil spiral models show it having a glancing blow to Earth in about 2 more days. Not going to be anything major at all. We've got eyes open on our star for more. Interesting take on the sunspot cycle we're in now. the previous one and the forecast of the next one. They're suggesting that a Gleisberg cycle minimum, like the grand solar minimum but not as severe as the Maunder minimum 400 years ago, is afoot. They say that that's all we're likely to have in terms of such a minimum, which would take a lot of the GSM fears off the observer's table in favor of focus on Earth's weakening magnetic field. We will see, I suppose. Up next, 3 systems in the Pacific, one about to skirt past Hawaii and 2 more coming behind it. Will be interesting to watch the progression here over the next several days. Those on the southern coastlines of the Hawaiian Islands and in any high flood risk areas need to pay attention to the forecasts of wind, rain, and storm surge. Folks, as many of you know, Observer Ranch is complete. The RV campground and education center is about to open. We have an open house the last 2 days of this month, and you can get your tickets at the link below. We would love to see you out there.
Hey, man,
if you can't make the grand opening.
What?
I look really pretty out there. I like back that up like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
That looks
let's
pretty.
look at that. All right, so that's what state? He doesn't say what state.
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado.
Near Denver, or
no, he's far enough. He's far enough away from Denver where you don't have to worry about people from Denver coming to
run over.
This is his plan.
This
for
is his
when
underground
the world
bunker.
ends.
Right.
Yeah. The world ends.
But this is nice. I mean, he's got a good center up front. I'm assuming there's public stuff in there, so people could, I don't know, buy shit in the house up front maybe. And you got these long areas where RVs can pull in.
Yeah. So this looks
really
like
nice.
Yeah. I mean, this is obviously some kind of like recreation center or something.
It's
right?
some compound he built.
Better not.
I wonder if it's surrounded by
initiation
mountains.
room.
I wonder if it's mountains all around. So that's a valley. So obviously, it would be protected.
It's not. Well, it's not a valley. It's like it's a plateau on another, like on the side of a mountain. So it's high enough up that the water won't get it when everything floods.
But are there hills surrounding it?
Yeah, it's surrounded by mountains, but it's not like in a. It's technically,
it's not a valley,
but it's not a valley where it's like it's like. It's still at like 8,000 or 10,000 feet or something.
That's cool.
That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah.
Huh. Which lot's yours, Jim?
Jim already has one bought.
Mine's the house.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not staying in an RV. You crazy day.
Which lot's yours?
Some RVs are
Point
nice,
it out.
man. Yeah.
Point out your lot.
No, I don't have one.
Point out your lot.
I don't have one.
Pike says, I prefer Jonestown, but Observer Ranch sounds all right.
Yeah, their Kool-Aid is much better.
So this, I mean, and you still got like, I'm sure all these people are well armed around you too. Like they're gonna have to get through them before they even get to you. This looks like farm country, right? Just a
yeah, it's not like by a big city or anything like that.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, there is so much to that. I mean, there's so much built up behind there. I mean, you see the obvious RV stuff and the house up front, but I'm just looking way in the background. There's so much there too. This is really great.
Yeah, I like it. All right, go ahead and play it.
To open. We have an open house the last 2 days of this month, and you can get your tickets at the link below. We would love to see you out there. And if you can't make the grand opening, the overall reservation system goes online in 2 days. Link below to tickets. More information at observerranch.com. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
I do love this guy's dedication, dude. I really do.
Every time he starts talking, I think of Tug. You know, that umbrella guy. His voice sounds a little bit like that umbrella guy at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. He's just not. Yeah. He doesn't like do as much of the drawy stuff at the end of the sentence. Like I think Tug is probably a good guy, but I just can't listen to him that long. You know what I'm saying? I just. His voice just kind of gets to me, but no worse than Yellow Flash.
I have to speed Tug up to like at least 1.5.
At least.
It's so, and it's just the way he talks. It's just that Southern, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you guys. It's like, whoa, dude, speed it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many people that you can't even listen to. I mean, that was the first guy I dropped off was the quartering because of how slow his shit is, you know?
Yeah.
And he does 12 to 15-minute videos where 3 or 4 would do it, you know? And then it's not just the speed, but, you know, it's just drawn out. The inevitable coffee brand coffee commercial in the middle. Fuck that. Anyways, glad I haven't seen him in a long time. Really glad.
I just checked it on Ethan's stream. He started at 6. It's 11. Shane's already left, and he's still got the fucking Eric July video on. Holy shit.
Slow news day.
He's probably gonna. He didn't stream last night. He said he was gonna go long tonight because he wants to stream until Yellow Flash stops.
Okay. He wants to do that on purpose.
Because I think he's beating Yellow Flash with viewers. He was up to almost 2,700 viewers at one point.
Wow. That's almost.
Was it? I saw 23, but he had 27 because I left.
He was at 27 at one point. So.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's 21 now. Let's see. 20.
Jesus.
Yeah, 21:42 after that many hours. That's pretty damn good. So
that's a lot, especially when it's been the same topic for 4 hours.
There's a lot of people though that are in there that aren't fans. You know, like Reverse Goalposts. Then you got a bunch of the war campaign guys that are talking shit. And some ripitards talking shit. Like,
does he ever tell you guys to kick him?
No, he doesn't want you to kick anybody. The only time you kick somebody is if they say something about his daughter
or his wife.
Or his wife. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll take
policy to have.
If it's something that bothers him, he'll take care of it.
He'll address it.
Yeah.
But I wonder about that. Like his chat goes so fast. How does he even see it? Like
he catches it. I've seen.
Yeah, there's an art to it. I've seen him actually pay attention to people. I've seen him kick a few people. He gave one guy a 30-minute timeout, and he didn't come back. But another guy he kicked right away because of something he said. You know, so I don't know how they do it.
64,000 is how much Eric July made off his $5 sale. So he kind of the title of his it says Eric sells Rippaverse for 64,000 trash cast. It should be Eric sells out the Rippaverse.
That wasn't the point. Oh, he sells out. Oh, yeah. Okay. He sells out. He says, yeah, Eric July sells out true Rippaverse fans for 64K, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people are confused. Like, what do you mean Eric sold for 64? No,
but that's a catchy title.
Yeah,
it is. Like, what? Eric sold the fucking Rippaverse for 64K?
He'd be lucky to get that much.
Dude, there's no value in this property post the release.
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. I mean, but there's no value there. There's nothing that is, got good value on the only books that sell for any money on eBay are the ones that fucking Ethan reviews and edits and draws all over.
Oh yeah, several $100s for one of those. Sure, I'd buy one of those too.
I got the Rippazine for $46.
Right, because it's a Rippazine. But you got one of the ISOM or Gyra books for like real money, right, Jim?
What?
I'm saying, like some of those sold. I bid on one and lost. Thank God, because it was up to $900 low watermark.
Hey, about talking about that, you guys bid against each other the other night. Didn't
even know it.
Yeah, we didn't know it. We were both off stream and doing stuff, and all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm bidding against Dave." And
I was watching and saying, "What the fuck are these guys doing? They're raising the price
backstage up. After the stream, just talking to each other, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll throw this on there," and then fucking Jim just highballed me right after. It's like, God damn it! But I won it, and I'm gonna make T-shirts out of that low watermark.
Yeah.
Now, here's the real question. Here's the real question. If I make a T-shirt of that, do I make that character small, like on the chest? Because do you really want a big giant rat fucking Sturgis on your back when you're walking around?
No, I would put Sturgis on the front.
No, that's gross, dude. At least when it's on the back, you're not looking at it all day. They're just the people.
No, you're not looking at people. But if it's behind you, then I don't know. I would have your stuff on the back, like a thing, like an ad saying, "Come laugh at this retard with us" or something. BTM.
I guess, but I mean, I don't know, man. You don't know that, Julio. Oh, nobody will wear it if it's big, dude. Man, people wear people wear shirts that they buy.
Dude, if you get one that's like this big, like the head, like this big with some, I'll fucking buy one for sure, at least one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Jim wears his hibbity jibbity t-shirts out in
All
public.
the time. Out in public. Because
Really?
people look at me and go, what is that? I go, oh, it's just this guy. He just talks bullshit.
It's the new Ebonics.
No, that's funny.
Yeah, like them.
There's great stuff like that. There's t-shirts you buy, and I'm not sure you would wear them. Like, you can go to Eric DeBunk's channel and buy the actual homosexual t-shirt, which is really interesting because the people
but it's
on
the
each
funniest
stream,
thing ever if you're his fan and you're not gay.
Exactly.
Right?
But
Yeah.
would you, Dave, you can't possibly go out and have actual homosexual on your chest as you're walking around because people would think you're the actual homosexual. They're not going to know
it would be funny for me if somebody said something. Well, it's a guy I watch on YouTube. He's a gay guy. I'm a fan of his. I'm not. But it would be funny. Like somebody in the chat or somebody in my comments. And what I hate about YouTube comments is when you go back, they disappear a lot of times. You're like, well, I can't see the same comment I just saw a while ago. And somebody named that character Sturgis, Gizz.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that could be his name, Sturgis.
Well, that's what I was thinking. STIR, jizz, like stir, like you're stirring the jizz.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just gonna we looked at a couple sites. They're all the same. They all charge the same or whatever, right? And we're just gonna put them there, and they're gonna be in any color you want, and just fucking pick your color and go. And we'll make it a hoodie. We'll make some stickers and all that shit too. Because a sticker would be funny if you had that little rat fucking sticker, looking at stuck on your computer or whatever. Because people put that shit. I'd make. Oh yeah, Sturgis. Yes. It'll be fun. The nice thing is it's going to have Shane Davis's autograph on it too, low watermark.
Yeah.
So the people who will buy it will know. Even if I buy them all, I don't have to order them, right? I don't have to make like a certain amount of order. I just submit the artwork and they do all the work, and they just take they take like 70% of the sale because they're doing everything. I don't have to touch a thing. Fine with me. I don't care. It'd just be funny to get those shirts out there.
Well, speaking of t-shirt businesses and all of that, ever since the arrest, Riley, I haven't seen Jim. Has Riley done?
He's off.
Oh, he's off.
He's off the internet. Pretty much, yeah.
So what? He gave up because of the police thing?
No.
I think he knows he probably can't control himself, dude. And he's already been fucking. He's got a warrant for internet harassment.
Yeah, we don't know what his bond said. Maybe his bond. It was part of his bond that he can't. Can't disparage. Kind of like the same thing would happen with Aaron. We found out about the thing where he can't say anything, or he get. But might be the same type of thing.
Riley should not talk about Eric. If that's
maybe he can't. Maybe he knows he won't be able to help himself.
Yeah, but the thing that bothers me is they won. They silenced him. That really
without even going to court, right?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I don't know.
Did you guys hear that?
I hate it.
French have arrested the owner of Telegram. He landed in France because the U.S. everybody wanted him to turn over to let him get into Telegram to get people's messages, and he said no. So now they just arrested him. And they're going to charge him just like they did that Ross Ulbricht guy. Say, well, he's responsible for everything that anyone says on Telegram.
Well, and that means Elon Musk is responsible for everything said on Twitter.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's, man, this is just the government's way of getting rid of the First Amendment.
Well, between that and I'm still waiting for the UK, who swore up and down, hey, Americans, we're coming for you too. We're going to extradite you and we're going to put you in prison for what you wrote on Twitter. And the thing is,
the British said that.
Yeah. Well, yes, that whole UK thing where they're arresting everybody. Yeah. So, and we all said, Elon, do not fly to England. Don't think you're above it, because they would arrest him if he landed there. But the thing is,
if you know, says Simply Green.
The problem is the people who wrote things online using their freedom of speech are almost entirely on the right. So the U.S. government is not going to block extradition. If England comes along and says, we're going to extradite everybody who said anything nasty, and we're going to put you in prison for 2 to 3 years, since they're all people on the right, the U.S. is just going to say, go ahead, take them all. They're not going to protect any of us.
I'd like to see him really try, though.
I wouldn't, because I think this government would say, take him. Oh, you want that BTM reviews guy? Yeah, take him.
You think it might set a precedent or something?
Yeah, I honestly think that they're not going to stand up for freedom of speech and U.S. rights and all of that. If the UK comes along and says, give us these 2,000 people who tweeted about these riots, they're going to say, okay, because they're all people on the right.
Mm. Well, I would just pull up a As video as my defense.
Well, at least get him into prison with you, because if anybody's going there, he should, because he does crazy shit. I don't know why he's not been arrested, because people have been arrested in the UK for far less than what Az is saying.
Oh, that old man, like in his 60s or whatever, that tweeted something about the government. They came to his house and arrested him. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, so simply says Brits letting out 4,000 prisoners, murderers,
to make room for the people who made mean tweets. Exactly. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
They interviewed some MP or whatever they're called there, but MP, I guess, is the term. They're letting real prisoners out to put in people who posted on Twitter, because they're the people who belong in prison. They said that they're the people who belong in prison.
Right. MP, Minister of Parliament. Yeah.
So Frog Tony says UK going to arrest you for detracting Eric July. You're probably right. He's their favorite. He's their favorite comic book creator over in the UK. All the Parliament, they just love Eric July. I've heard him talk about it many times on their version of C-SPAN.
Definitely.
He's a national treasure. And Pike Bishop says only native whites get arrested. Yeah, that's true in England now.
That two-tier law enforcement thing. So normal citizens, people who've been citizens forever, they're the ones that get arrested. Newcomers, they don't get arrested at all. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oi, you got a license for that tweet? Oh, shit. But I just know that Britain doesn't have free speech, just like Canada doesn't have free speech. You know what? You know what would fix their problem? Turn Twitter off in England, like China did. Yeah. China don't have fucking Twitter. They had their own version. And it's basically communist propaganda talking about how good the government is. Or it's their education system on Twitter, their version of Twitter. So
be right back.
That's fine.
1 second.
All right. So what is that picture in Jim's thing there? Now, what is that?
That is Jim is the guy from Justified.
Okay, so that's the Justified type image.
Yes, okay. That's Timothy Oliphant's character from Justified. So Jim merged his face onto that. Jim's having a lot of Jim's
a lot of AI. Jim is doing a lot of AI stuff, is he?
Well, I don't even know if it's AI. I just he's in Clipchamp for hours and hours. Like I did my video the other day of Mr. Graham Nolan's book. I thought it was decent, even though it was flipped. I thought the actual video was decent. Low watermark. I spent like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Jim took like 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't edit. I just opened the book. I knew what I wanted to say. I didn't write it down. I just talked about it. And then I went back and I did that. The hardest part was doing that 20-second little, intro, who is Joe Frankenstein and all this stuff. Jim got caught simping for my co-host. Ooh, well,
I wasn't simping for his co-host. I was just being polite.
If Frog Tony wants to come in and discuss, I'll send him the link. I know it's late all the time for Frog Tony, but if he wants to come in, we'll bring him in. It would be a pleasure.
So who's the co-host?
It's this girl, Dirty Dalish is her name.
Oh, I thought it was Transylvania Jack you were simping for.
No. I've seen her on other stuff though. I didn't know she was Tony's. I've seen her on other shows. And so she posted this thing. No, she posted this thing on Twitter, and it was like, it said something like this very, very tasteful, nice picture of her in her birthday suit, and asking, how good is your aim? And I posted the meme from Tombstone with Doc Holliday with the shotguns. I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I thought, anyway, I thought it was funny.
So, E-Hero Andrew from XP Comics sent me something. And this has to do with the great Acolyte show. And this is how real Star Wars fans reacted to the Acolyte getting canceled. And this is made by Mr. Grizzly. It's only 6 seconds.
I'm glad you did.
I remember that from Batman.
That just fucking got me struck.
It is funny that people
Thanks,
have taken it so seriously. I actually feel a little bad for some of these people because I was watching different channels, the people I've been watching lately, and some people have gotten on to say, this was the greatest show ever because I could see myself. This is the first Star Wars that had a woman in it. The first Star Wars that had a woman of color in it. And they're so sad that it was canceled. And, and then you got people blaming the people in the Fellowship as if they had the power to take it down. They have trashed all kinds of stuff and it didn't come down. So they didn't take it down. Disney gave up on it. Clearly.
Oh, right. Right.
It wasn't because Gary said it was bad that, oh my God, Gary said it's bad, we got to cancel. No, bullshit. But they feel really bad about it. And I feel bad that they feel bad, but I think it's also kind of bullshit. So,
you know what I might do? I might ask EJ Elemental, like when I, record my videos, low watermark, like just my regular videos, if I send them to him, if he can make them look cool, because I don't know how to make them look cool. Like he has one of my videos where he's got like that spaceship and me sitting in the spaceship as the whole background around me talking. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But he's got a lot of work of his own to do, but it'd be cool because I like to make them and post them. Like get this shit out of here.
I agree. It is good that you're making videos too. I mean, and even if you're cutting stuff out of streams, you should do that because the more videos you do,
it helps.
The more of you do, you may not stop people from dropping out of your channel, but it won't be as fast. Or maybe you'll actually gain a few people.
I've gained 3 in the last 2 days for posting videos. Like it's so obvious what they're doing to you. And I gotta make videos, because the chat does not want me to monetize my live streams. They hate commercials in the live streams. Which is fine. As soon as it ends, though, I'll turn them on because if you ain't here live, tough shit, right? At that point, and I'll turn them on then. But the videos, everybody puts YouTube ads in their videos. They don't really have a choice. They just do it. YouTube will do it for you. So they got to stay clean enough and long enough for YouTube to want to even bother giving. Like if it's too short, they'll just say make it a short. Like they don't want to, a 1 minute video or make that a short, dude, because they don't pay for ads on shorts. They say shorts are for you to grow your channel, not for them to pay you ad revenue.
Hey, if we look in the chat here, so I'm looking at us. What we see when we're in StreamYards here. The one you have highlighted now has a Rumble symbol on it.
Correct.
He does.
Does that mean that person is coming from Rumble? They did that in Rumble?
Yeah, he's talking in Rumble. Yep.
Oh, okay. So it does tell you where it's coming from.
It's nice to see somebody besides Elemental and Simply in Rumble talking, because I go over there all the time and I say, "What's up, Rumble chat?" And they'll be like, "20."
Andrew, we see you.
Yeah.
And if you see like a link, like
I've seen the link thing. That's from one of our channels.
It's from one of our channels.
Yeah. I knew that. I didn't know Rumble. So yeah, the Rumble people.
Rumble,
that's cool.
And I think Rumble lets anybody post links. Because I don't think Simply's a mod. I don't know how to tell if somebody's a mod.
Anybody can post links in Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know how to make a mod in Rumble. You got to do some weird. You got to go somewhere weird.
Right. So
that's cool though.
It is cool. It is cool.
How many
What's
people you
weird
have
is
on Rumble now, Dave? You got Rumble up?
watching right now 4, but it'll grow. Like as the show goes, it goes like 15, 20 at a time. And like I'm up to 95 followers on Rumble, dude. I can't believe it because they don't promote anything over there. But and like let me check something real quick. Like last night's stream, let's see. Last night's stream got 105 views. Thursday night's got 141. Wednesday's got 164. That's a lot for Rumble, dude. But Jim gets more than I do, and he's got 19 followers, which is crazy. He gets more views than I do on Rumble with 19 followers.
I think it's something weird with Rumble.
They put him in the algorithm. They know he's a rich guy, so they say, well, we gotta show rich guy stuff. So
I don't think it's that.
Yeah. So I've never tried that game, Raid Shadow Legends, but apparently this week on
Y-Files,
that's their opening commercial. Like
did you watch that episode of the?
I haven't watched it yet. I was too busy today.
It's pretty good.
I bet it is. I'd play it here, but I bet he'd strike the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I've been surprised by those that don't, because I guess they understand the whole. I guess and AJ's actually somebody that's worked. He's done voice work and stuff.
He's probably got the amount of subs and views he gets. He's probably got somebody handling his stuff, I would imagine. Maybe not. Maybe he's doing it all himself.
Oh no, he's got a whole team. They've shown me. I've watched his live streams before, and he talks to the whole team during the live streams and stuff. There's a whole staff back there, dude. And they're writing this shit for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. William Welburn says, I was watching Trashcast, but there's only so much of Eric I can take.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, that's
Ethan has switched over to showing Black Angus now.
Yeah, well, now he's talking about Yellow Flash.
Did Black Angus slam on Yellow Flash?
Yeah, Black Angus is on Ethan right now. Well, Ethan is showing Black Angus talking. So.
Yeah, I put something in the private chat that.
Oh yeah,
you might want to look at about Yellow Flash.
Oh, Dick Masterson stuff.
Yeah, it turns out like.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah, we should talk about the golden shower. What is it? It's not golden shower.
I think,
or is it the golden shower? I don't know.
I think somebody sent me that today. Was that you, Jim?
Yeah.
You DM'd me that, right? Yeah. So I'll pull that up.
It is worth talking about Yellow Flash's comic book finally coming out. Or is it out, or are they just talking about it coming out?
They're talking it coming soon.
I don't know, man. When is it going to come out? Damn it.
So,
Jim, actually, I think you should buy it, because I would like to see you review it. And I would like to see you do a harsh review.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that'd be hard. Well, you know what? But if Jim's going to be honest, if Jim likes it, if it's good, he'll say it's good.
Yep.
Which is why you got to respect Jim's reviews. So this is the name of this book is Mighty Morphin Power God or some shit. You know how they always bitch about Marvel or about any superhero movie having these real loud drum beats or these impact sounds? They're doing the exact same thing that they say they hate in trailers.
Yeah.
The Mighty Golden Patriot.
The Mighty Golden Patriot.
Well, he couldn't call it just the Golden Patriot, because that's actually the name of a mobility scooter.
We'll get there.
Really?
Yes.
We'll get there in a second. But
all right, so he actually had somebody do trademark research, unlike ISOM 1, right? To say you can't do this, you can't do that.
Hopefully.
What a dumb name. The Mighty
That's
Golden
so dumb.
Patriot.
The Mighty Golden Patriot, man. Like Jesus Christ. At least Eric knows to have one word fucking titles. I mean,
coming soon. Jeez. When is soon? When is this thing going to be out? Jeez.
So here's the question. Is this what Rippazend produced for Yellow Flash to promote the book? Because now it says it's published by Rippazend. So is this what Eric is doing to promote the book? Because
or did Flash do this himself?
I don't know.
It would be nice. It would be nice to know if Rippa did anything at all. I mean, is he going to promote it? Did he do this? Did his people do this? Or did Yellow Flash come up with this? And he ended up giving it to Rippazend anyways. And he said, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't if the price is good.
But he ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know.
So this is it, guys. We saw nothing new that we've never seen before. This is the only thing we've ever seen in this book.
Yeah.
And
we've seen that before.
That's actually not anything. That's not any of Dillard's work either. That's someone else drew that.
Oh, so the cover art isn't Dillard.
Yeah, that's someone else. That was I can't remember the name. That's not that's somebody else's cover. I don't remember who it was, but it was someone else.
I just remember the discussion about this and Ethan talking about, yes, we have the Japanese guy in World War II and he's on our side. Okay. And I kind of get the thing he's saying. The U.S. loses the Second World War and Japan rises to the top. And this is the guy who did it. That would make a good story. But I'm not thinking having a Japanese anime character on your side in World War II is something that Tom Hanks would get behind.
He probably wanted to call it the Yellow Patriot, but someone said you can't really do that in World War II.
And you can't use the word yellow.
The Japanese yellow.
Yeah.
And
golden is better than yellow. Okay. Yep. Got it.
Why the silver star for the A?
Yeah, that does not look like an A.
It's a golden patriot, dude. Like, why is silver in there at all?
Well, because it's a silver star. I mean, it's
it should be a golden star, and the name should be different.
Right.
Like red, white, and blue. Like Patriot should have been in red, white, and blue, like a flag symbol.
It's fucking like.
We need Mike Partika to read this and do a review of it. I watched Mike Partika. I finally finished Mike Partika's Good Ying review. His final one of that, and damn, that was a good review. So, anyways, Mike Partika, are you in there? You out there? Oh yeah, he was. But he raised it from a 0.5 to a 1.0. So hey, it went way up. Way up. It doubled. He doubled the review level.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, 1.0 out of 10. Yeah, much better.
That's pretty good. So let's present this. Let's see here.
Dick Masterson.
Yes. So this is the Golden Patriot.
Oh, damn.
Can you see that?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. If you look for the ultimate POV, add the Golden Patriots and fill the bill.
If you're looking for for the great outdoors, the Golden Patriot has more standard features for greater comfort and a higher level of performance. With its 4-wheel independent suspension. Really, guys?
Rack and pinion steering and anti-lock brakes.
Full lighting package and off-road accessories. The Golden Patriot is sure to take you on many adventures. Holy shit.
Well, one problem they got there is those arms on the chair better flip way out, because the people who are driving in those things, they're way too big to fit in between those two arms. Those arms got to go way out.
Exactly. Let's go back here. What does Dick say?
Well, there's also a very interesting thing. If you pull up the next picture, it's not registered. The trademark isn't registered to Yellow Flash. It's registered to Dillard.
Oh, trademark search of the Mighty Golden Patriot. Dillard owns that?
Well, why would Yellow Flash not want to own it? He didn't want his name being public?
Oh, because in order to do that, you have to give your real name, right?
Correct. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, is
great
it
for
possible?
John Dillard. If his contract actually does say he owns 40% of the entire franchise, not just the book,
Yeah.
then he may actually be sitting pretty on this stuff.
Yeah, he could be.
You still
Wow.
if you're Flash though, you have to own the trademark, dude. It's your creation. This is weird. I mean, this doesn't make sense, Jim. It's your book. I mean,
Well, apparently not.
wow.
Well, I mean, if maybe Dillard designed the character, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, Ethan owns the characters he created for Marvel or Disney or whoever.
DC, yeah.
Yeah, and they send him all kinds of money for that because the industry figured out artists need to actually own something, so maybe Dillard owns some shit here.
But so should Flash. He should be in the trademark too. I mean,
it might be on a different, like it might be somewhere else where the contract might say, something. He might just not have wanted his name to be public. I don't know.
Can you do that in a contract though? Does contract
probably
trademark?
Maybe. Or it might be on another paperwork, which is owned by maybe, like the smart thing would have been just have an LLC.
Well, Yellow Flash could actually be an
owner.
LLC. Yellow Flash could be an LLC, and
yeah. He should have just had a Yellow Flash LLC, and it would have been owned by Yellow Flash LLC.
Yeah. Yep.
Or like I said, maybe Dillard designed a character, and so he owns that character.
Ripa says, yeah. Well, they get a percentage of the sales, or they get a percentage of the shipping, not the sales, right, Jim?
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know it because it's on a case by case basis, but they're not taking nothing.
No, they get a percentage of all of the sales.
Yeah,
like they handle all that. So they'll go like 20% or something.
So has Drunk 3PO's book actually come out yet or not?
Nope.
Because
nothing's been sent out. That's why he sold everything for $5 to make space for all this other shit he's going to bring in there. It's not going to sell.
How much space did he really open up?
I don't know, dude. He's not enough because he only sold 11,000 books.
I like how they show Brandon. Great job, taking that truckload out to that dump. Now take this other truckload over here and dump it over there, and gotta make space.
Yeah, it does look like the way it looks like Dillard owns a trademark. It does look like that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Ripaverse is turning into an Ollie's. I've never seen an Ollie's. I don't know what that is. I heard
it's like a Big Lots.
Oh, is it an East Coast thing?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but yeah.
Well, I don't think shipping's in the price of a book when you sell a book, Jim.
No, but like the sales, like he's gonna take he'll get the shipping, but I think he also is gonna get a piece of the sales of the book.
Right. No. Oh, you mean Eric? Right.
Eric.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably so. If he's publishing it too, right?
Yeah. For like he'll take.
Yeah, he'll get a publishing fee. Sure. So the money that Dillard, and if they were shipping this themselves, and they were charging whatever they charge for shipping, that would be extra money they could keep, right? But they're not. They're giving it all away. They're giving all that money to Eric, plus the percentage of the book. So yeah. And did Dillard have any say in that? No, because he's only 40% owner. He doesn't get to make those choices. That's what sucks.
It's tough when you try to think about what you're rooting for, because we all would like John Dillard to make money, but I'll speak for myself. I'd like to see Yellow Flash fall flat on his face.
Me too.
So, but I find it hard to say, yeah, but then John Dillard gets 40% of Yellow Flash falling on his face.
Make better decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, don't team up with a guy
sad, though.
Who's an unlikable fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here's another thing too. If Dillard's I think the 40% thing isn't a good deal actually when you think about it. If Dillard's drawing everything and created the character,
Yeah.
Like what the character looks like. And all Yellow Flash did was come up with the premise and the story. That should have been a 50-50 split at least.
Yeah.
Right. And
in reality, if you look at the way comics go in general, the penciler, the artist, usually makes the most out of anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is a story, especially a crappy story? You know,
I think you did, William. He's gonna have to take the hit, man. He's gonna have to have a fucking bonfire, or he's gonna have to give that shit away and take it as a tax loss, low watermark. He cannot get it. Ethan pulled all those numbers the other night because he went through all those books like Jim does. He's like, holy shit, he's got 22,000 of this left. He's got 13,000 of this left. He's got 3,000 of this left. And it's unbelievable how many books of the old books he still fucking has. It's insane.
it does tick me off that the ones that were supposed to be limited, like I bought for ISOM 1, I bought a signed Yaira cover. That was the most popular cover, so I bought a signed one of those. And then a couple days later, I was thinking, well, I want to read the thing. And I figured, these were going to be, worth something because I bought in. Said, well, I don't want to open that up. I'm going to leave it bagged and boarded. So I bought a cover C, and they both ended up coming at the same time. But then to find out that he has more Yaira covers, how did he do that? I thought there was only going to be like 3,000 of those. But
I mean, what he should have did in reality, instead of saying he's going to mark all this stuff down, he's like, oh,
thanks,
bought the
Pastor
new
Flash
readers and stuff. He should have sold them as dinged and dented, even if they weren't. Just say they're dinged and dented.
Yeah, exactly. That way, yeah, I get it. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be like, but that'd be even more embarrassing, Jim, because he has this beautiful warehouse. He pays all these people to maintain that inventory.
And how does he have thousands of?
And he's got thousands of damaged products. Holy shit!
Is this Yellow Flash live right now?
Yes. This is him promote.
Oh, Fatal J's there.
Pastor Flash clipped this and sent it right away. This is Yellow Flash promoting his book on his live stream.
Oh, cool.
So before we get
into this real quick, I have something to get off my chest.
Yeah.
You're
trans?
I like Ethan. Yeah, my name is now Jamina. Aunt Jemima, and I'm going to sell maple syrup.
Yes, go ahead.
But Ethan's running a sale right now.
Yeah.
On all Cyberfrog toys for the length of the trash cast.
Does this include 90s toys too? Like the 90s characters and today's?
It's all 10 action. Well, the action figures, all the Cyberfrog first wave action figures. So on eBay, the 4 or 5 cyber 10 toys.
I'll give you the credit. Pastor Flash.
Two Vispas.
Yeah.
I think it's 4
the Forager and the Soldier and all of that.
4 Heathers and 4
Frogs
for $220. Now,
okay.
It's a great deal for anybody who wants to buy them. But it upsets me slightly because I paid double that.
So you paid like $400 for the same 10 characters.
Correct.
$440, yeah, right.
And I mean, I understand it's great and all, but
did he have a limit on the number of them?
It's just while the show is going.
But
I mean, it is. It's a lot for what I mean. It's not like one toy. It's all 10, but still, 5 frogs.
It devalues what.
Yeah, I don't. It kind of takes.
Say what you fucking mean, dude. It pisses you.
It kind of fucks over everybody who bought these things on the campaigns.
You're allowed to say it, dude. Like you spent money. Yeah,
I don't like it. It kind of says now, like, so for someone who spent thousands of dollars now on fucking Rainbow the Brute figures, if he does this shit with them, I'm going to be very pissed.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, Jim. At least it is only for the period of the show and all of that. I get that, but It'd be something if he limited it. We have 100 sets of these. That's all you can get. That at least would be a limitation.
Well, because it kind of makes you wonder too. Then what exactly? How much are we getting fucked when we buy them in the campaign?
Well, I mean, the campaign is made for making money, so.
No, but what I'm saying though is that like he said, I don't know.
So you've bought.
I don't think.
How good is the quality?
I don't think you should do that with the toys. I don't think you should.
How good is the quality though, Jim? Is it really?
The quality is fantastic. I mean, the toys. I'm not saying the toys aren't worth what I paid for. They are worth what I paid for. The point is that it just feels like, what am I going to buy another set now so that it costs me less money? Cost average down. I'm like I'm buying stocks.
Yeah,
no, I ain't spending.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Ethan has just moved on to watching Yellow Flash the same way we have Yellow Flash on the screen, by the way. So,
yeah, but we just got a 40-second clip, so it's just a clip that.
Yeah, I mean, if Blue Gundam or Super Green would say, maybe if he didn't have all the accessories that you got because of backing them.
Yeah. Yep.
And if it was just like a bare bones figure for those prices, then if you wanted the accessories, you had to pay extra or something. Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It
feels wrong.
I'm not saying people shouldn't buy him or that it's what he's.
No.
It's just it kind of makes you feel like what. I don't know. I don't know. It's like if you went to the store and you bought something and it makes me feel like I went to the store and they had buy one get one free on fucking something and I didn't get the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you get home and you go, what the fuck? So that's all.
Yeah, I agree.
I did hear Ethan today talk about his gambling stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he said, like, his eBay money is his fun money. Like, he doesn't care too much about what that stuff sells for because the campaign's over at this point. That's where, he can have some fun and, do it once with pricing. But that's the same thing we're kind of making fun of Eric for. I mean, it's not 86% off. It's 50% off.
Yeah.
But
he also did say that his eBay store makes him $1 million a year.
Correct. Right. Yep. So, and it's fair for him to do whatever he wants with his product.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's kind of like, it's just weird. It's like
it's upsetting. It's upsetting. Yeah, I get it. 1,000%. I'd be upset too, but I might go buy him. I'm kidding. Give that fucking guy enough of my money.
Yeah. Dave and I are going over there right now buying all of these.
All right, let's hear this clip real quick.
Considering I already have 2 complete sets of these fucking toys, I ain't buying anymore.
Yeah. So the Umbrella Guy is always on here? I thought Umbrella Guy was bigger than Yellow Flash. Why is he always on Yellow Flash now? What the fuck?
I don't know, dude. I don't have a clue.
He doesn't need Yellow Flash. Jeez. Why is he sucking up to that?
Oh, here we go. Here's what it is. I'm all fucked up. Too many tabs open.
There'll be a couple more pages too, though, for we're gonna put some art in there. Probably an art of probably a picture of, I don't want to give away too much, but
all right. This whole I don't want to give away too much bullshit. You've not showed us anything but a cover, dude.
Yeah, he's never showed anything.
You think you're Eric July with this hide from your customer shit. It's annoying. I don't want
at least we get to see John Dillard, so I don't think I've ever seen Dillard before.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't seen him. Of course, Fatal J is on there too, so we've had Fatal J on over here.
Sure.
So, yeah.
You got Raging Rhino.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yep. Nice guy. I just don't know why he thinks.
And Tom from who doesn't love Tom from Midnight's Edge? Everybody.
He's a class act.
Everybody.
Yeah. Crow. I think I've heard him before. And Star Wars Girl. Star Wars Girl is here, and she's probably not even paying attention. Huh?
My favorite person.
Yes.
his power source. There'll be some lore stuff in there for sure. So
His source of power.
yeah.
Hey, Rip out in the
God.
chat. I'm not
What's
a
up,
big
Eric?
comics guy, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good book, man. Especially if you like action. Spend a lot of time getting those action scenes right. The book is solid from front to back. Action's good. Like if you like fast paced, well choreographed action, like you see in manga, you're gonna love this book.
I wish
the
we
last
could
one I
read John
read-
Diller's mind right now.
Hold on a sec. Time out.
We're gonna play it again.
Yeah, over and over. I want to know what John Dillard is thinking. I want to know what this guy is thinking. In
Well,
his
he
head.
drew
he's
it.
saying he drew it, but Flash just said he spent a lot of time getting the fight scenes well choreographed.
The action, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well choreographed is something that happens with real people in video when you're choreographing a fight.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't choreograph a fight, you draw the
comic
fucking
book.
thing in a comic book. You don't have to go, all right, you do this, then this guy's going to do this. I mean, am I losing my fucking mind here?
You got it. You got it. Because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He doesn't.
I mean, this guy Grums goes, I don't read comic books, but I'll check it out. That's in Yellow Flash. Yeah. You'll like it. You'll like it. You'll like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rip out in the chat.
Oh,
And Rip is in the chat, of course, because somebody's talking about him. So of course Rip is in the chat.
and raging. Why do you got to say it?
Yeah. Why do you
Who the fuck cares?
Shout out!
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out.
out to Rippa. Holy fuck.
Can I suck your dick, sir? Can I?
Don't
can
be
I,
so
please?
fucking gay, man. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Yeah, I said it.
I'm going to step away because I need to pour myself a drink. So I will be back in a little bit. You keep playing on.
All right. Tell me
I'm
to
not-
pause, Jim, whenever you need. All right.
Sure.
My button's on the trigger.
What's up,
Big
Eric?
comics guy, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good book, man. Especially if you like action. Spend a lot of time getting those action scenes right. The book is solid from front to back.
It's solid, Jim. This is your promotion. My book is solid.
It's made out of a piece of wood. One
I
solid
guess.
piece of wood.
It's sturdy. It's got a good binding. It's solid.
Action's good. Like if you like fast paced, well choreographed action, like you see in manga, you're gonna love this book.
Yeah, the last
Manga. I know there's a lot of manga fans, dude, but is that your audience? Is his audience manga guys, Jim? I mean,
one I read was probably Common America because we did the partnership with them.
There'll be a couple more pages too, though, for like we're gonna put some art in there. Probably an art of probably a picture of, I don't want to give away too much, but
Pause for one
his power-
second. I'm sorry.
he don't know what he wants to say.
I just want to address Simply Green. I understand what you're saying. To choreograph a fight scene, what's going to be videotaped when you have live people. It's different when when someone's drawing it. You can draw them doing whatever you want.
Right. And then you
It doesn't have to be like, oh, this has to be. I mean,
yeah, then you
I don't
arrange the tiles and all
yeah,
that
the
stuff.
way you want. I mean, you don't. It's not like. I mean, maybe he's talking about laying out the panel, but wouldn't that be Dillard that did all that work? I mean, what is Yellow Flash doing exactly besides the story? I
Well,
don't
he's
know.
got to.
Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, he's got to approve all this shit. It's his book, right? I mean, but he turned me off when he said manga, dude. I don't read manga. I just don't do it. It's not because I never have, so I'm not going to start. So
or source. There'll be some lore stuff in there for sure. So
His source of power.
yeah.
Hey, Rip.
poor Dillard never says a word either. He's just sitting there, dude. He's just sitting there, smoking a cigarette, like, yeah, shaking his head, yeah. Just fucking release the book, dude. I got to get paid. Holy shit.
In the chat. I'm not
What's
a
up,
big
Eric?
comics guy, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good book, man, especially if you like action. Spend a lot of time getting those action scenes right. The book is solid from front to back. Action's good. Like if you like fast-paced, well choreographed action like you see in manga, you're going to love this book.
Yeah, the last one I read was probably Common America because we did the partnership with them.
Common America? You ever heard of that?
No.
Chat, you guys heard of that? I know, but it's not what I envision. Yours, whatever, Andrew. Don't try to make me feel stupid, all right? I bet you dig Berserk. I'd try that if you ever want to give manga a shot. That's the one that I've
Keanu
heard
Reeves one,
everybody's.
right?
Huh?
That's the Keanu Reeves one, right?
Berserk? No, I think there's another one. Oh, you know of Cam in America? I don't know what that is. I have the art for Cam in America. It's great. Cool. I don't know anything about it, but again, I'm not a manga guy, so.
Yeah.
What do we got down here, Jim? What is this?
Oh, this is just some stuff that I did. I didn't. It's just if you want to. This is the thinking of Berserker. See how I did this?
Yeah.
And how it does. It's gonna rotate like a cube.
Yeah.
Every so often. I don't know. It took me a while to get it
to line up.
Yeah, to get it perfectly matched up and get them to spin like that.
So, what is this for?
This was during my
video,
during my review video. This is doing this while I'm talking.
Okay.
On the side, and then there's another one that's a little different. So there's another one where it's like more. The one next to it is 4 panels.
Right.
But yeah, but I don't know.
Dude, you're doing a lot of work.
I know. I was enjoying myself.
Well, it's what it's about. What's this one? The 4-panel one?
Yeah, it'll go and it'll do the same thing. So it's,
And is this the review?
Yeah.
Let's watch Jim's review.
The Vispas invasion has happened. Cyberfrog awakens after 20 years
I thought
in
they were
hibernation.
Vespas.
His mother, Kilsin, is missing.
Vispas,
He's offline
Vespas,
and separated from
I think it's actually Vizpiz or
Cyberfrog
something.
tracks Heather using the microbead he implanted years ago. He finds her living in the woods with her daughter Lily and a band of survivors, but he was followed by a pack of murder hornets. Can he fulfill his mission? Will the survivors view him as a savior or a scourge? All Caps Comics presents Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, written and drawn by Ethan Van Sciver, colors by Kyle Ritter, letters by Eric Weathers. Available today at the Cyberfrog eBay store. Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination is available for pre-order at Indiegogo.
Well, this is Cyberfrog 2 by Ethan Van Sciver. This one is signed by Ethan inside the cover. They don't sign the chromium covers on the outside because it would just smudge. All Caps Comics presents Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet, written and drawn by Ethan Van Sciver. There's a picture here of the planet being overwhelmed by the Vispas. They're creating a blood honeycomb to multiply. Colors by Kyle Ritter, letters by Eric Weathers, edits by Matthias Rodriguez. More pages of the Vispas foraging and building new honeycombs. Here we see Heather reuniting with Cyberfrog. Her daughter Lily looks on. Heather discovers Cyberfrog is offline. Another survivor approaches. He screams for everyone to get to the underground buses. His head is swelling. His eyes are bulging. He must have been stung by the murder hornets. His head explodes. Blood, honey, everywhere. Vispas attack. Cyberfrog defends. He is stung multiple times. He defeats the murder hornets and kicks one away like a football. Other survivors prepare to defend themselves against the attack. When Charlie sees Cyberfrog, he shoots him through the chest. Charlie wasn't wearing his glasses, so he did not know Cyberfrog was there to help. Here we see Scorpion in Philadelphia. We see Lily going about her day, feeding some chickens. Heather and Cyberfrog have a conversation and catch up. Heather takes Cyberfrog outside to introduce him to all the other survivors. Cyberfrog sees how they are living. In a bit of revenge, Cyberfrog gives Charlie a haircut. Lily finds it funny. Charlie and Anne discuss what to do about Cyberfrog. They fear he is attracting the murder hornets. Cyberfrog plays soccer with the kids. Cyberfrog and Heather stare at the moon and talk about what's been happening. It's a very beautiful picture of Heather. A tear coming down her eye. Looks liquid. They did an excellent job with the contrast and colors. Cyberfrog sees some Vispus foragers out, and he wants to investigate what they are foraging for. They were looking for the Vispus soldier that Cyberfrog killed. They recover the dead body and take it back to their hive. There's a section here which goes into Lily and Cyberfrog's interactions. It's kind of a cute little story. Some stuff here about Anne and Lily, how she's trying to subvert Lily's attention, lead her away from the group. Anne is trying to convince Lily to search for her father. A beautiful 2-page spread of Spite attacking Cyberfrog. Battle between Spite and Cyberfrog. Charlie's very upset. He thinks all these problems started happening after Cyberfrog showed up. Lily leaves to search for her father. Heather is very upset. Heather confronts Charlie and Anne and the rest of the people who sent Lily away, possibly to make Cyberfrog leave. Cyberfrog leaves to search for Lily and comes across a giant swarm of murder hornets searching for him, calling him a murderer. A giant battle ensues between Cyberfrog and the swarm of murder hornets. Cyberfrog learns that the Vispus can actually see red. They've seen you. You've been isolated. Now comes the swarm. Ethan Van Skyvers, Cyberfrog 3, Red Extermination, coming soon. The back of the book has a nice advertisement for the Wave 1 Cyberfrog toy line. It also has an advertisement for the Salamandroid mug. And then there's some beautiful line art by Jay Lee along with the color cover. The final page says, dedicated to my loving wife, Andrea Van Skyvers.
That came out of
All
nowhere.
Caps Comics.
I love
What do
it.
I think about this book?
Oh, here
Well,
we
I think
go.
it's even better than Cyberfrog Blood Honey. I think the artwork is excellent. I think the storytelling is very, very good. I like the way it goes off in different directions with the other characters. Charlie, backstory about Lily's father. There's many variant covers for Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet. They're being displayed to my right. If you're interested, Cyberfrog 2 Wrecked Planet is available at the Cyberfrog eBay store.
For 50%
Cyberfrog
off.
3 Red Extermination is available for pre-order at Indiegogo. There's also other comics from All Caps Comics available, such as Fearsome and Rainbow the Brute. There's also a line of Rainbow the Brute toys available, along with all the Cyberfrog toys and other All Caps Comics merch. So if you like superheroes and oversized insect monsters, these books might be just what you're looking for. I would recommend heading over to the Cyberfrog eBay store and picking up a copy of Wrecked Planet, along with Blood Honey if you haven't already read it, and check out some of the other comics they're offering on Indiegogo, such as Fearsome, Rainbow the Brute, and Cyberfrog Red Extermination. Thanks for stopping by. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Jim, and I'm going to tell you what I think about comics.
I like at the end, Jim, how you're showing your face and talking, describing. That's good.
But isn't that where the guy said, but you should do that more of the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
it's-
I think the review is okay the way you do it, and then you give your opinion. I think that's fine. I don't know why, you don't need to do that the whole time.
I mean, I didn't go through the whole book. I jumped from a couple pages and
Yeah.
just talked about a little bit, you know what I mean? Like different stuff so people could see the art and see what it looks like. And I mean, I read like the first 2 pages because it had the credits in it. But,
So
you know,
the
I don't
Vespas
know.
can see red. I had no idea the story was going.
Maybe I probably should cut that part out.
Oh, so that's a spoiler, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. But
Now that I just think about it, I think it is a spoiler.
Well, just to make Jim's night better, here's a sale he didn't get tonight. This is what Ethan is selling for $220. 2 Vespas, 5 different Cyberfrogs, and 3 Heather Swains.
Oh, okay.
For $220 plus $25 shipping and tax. So it's like $260.
I don't buy toys. I bought like the deleted scenes book that was for $5 recently. I've got a crap ton now of Cyberfrog books and so forth. I bought all the different catch-up book things.
Right.
I don't buy toys though. I didn't, even during Cody's car thing, I don't want the damn toy. So I bought Ethan pies instead, to just send money.
Generate some money.
I don't there's nothing wrong with toys, but I got so much crap in my place already. What am I going to do with more crap? You know? I don't know.
I'm not buying them, dude. I've spent so much money on Ethan lately. I can't do it anymore. I bought Shane Davis art. What the fuck am I thinking? And then somebody in my comment section says, you got to make t-shirts. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I could do that. Jim, you should review my comic.
Sure.
I could use some more reviews, more reviewers talking about it. It's a manga, Jim. It's got a nice, short, sweet story. And he keeps working on it. But he's really not working on it, but he did a lot of work to it. And his second book is on the way. Right, Andrew? Thank you for the 5, by the way. That's very generous of you, Andrew. Jim, you should become the Comics Explained for Comicsgate. Lol.
Comics Explained, yeah.
Well, I don't have the knowledge that guy's got. He's got Comics Explained.
But again, it's just it's opinion, dude. Like, you're not explaining the book. You're just talking about the book, right? Like, I can't explain it, low watermark. I can't explain why people write the way they do about something, right?
Yeah.
But I can determine if I think I'm having fun with it or not. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. But I will say, if you don't have this, low watermark, you should get this Joe Frankenstein. It is fun. I got to read 2 tomorrow, and I'll do that video because, but I still got to read Shanu, and I got to read Monster Island, all that other. He's got a whole world over there at Compass Comics that's fun, but he's into the monster stuff, low watermark, and not like gory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just more fun with it. Yeah. He also has his reasons for, well, look, man, he knows, look, man, Ethan knows how to make money, Jim. He just knows how to do this. Every trash cast, there's a sale. And maybe 2 out of the 10 trash casts, I might make a purchase, Jim, just because it's such a good sale, right? And it sucks because I don't know how to do that. Oh yeah. So Elemental sent a idea for the t-shirt name. Don't be a Sturgis. As the name of the as a copy on the Sturgis shirt. So you name the character Sturgis and you say don't be a Sturgis. That'd be fun.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I'm just I've got the Ethan thing up in the side there, and he's back to Eric July, by the way, which is crazy. So he's back on that. But somebody is asking Eric July in his chat, Ripa, what do you think of the RFK endorsement tonight? As if Ripa's going to move from talking about his comic book to talking about politics, and he's not going to comment on RFK or any of that. He doesn't do that shit anymore. Jeez.
Does he though? Does he say anything?
I don't know. I'm not actually watching. I'm just clicking over there to see if it's going on. I'm just watching Pramap Gulati giving 100 gifted memberships tonight, saying, damn.
He's on gifted membership. Somebody said in the chat though, he works in Bollywood or something.
Yeah, he must, because he always gives at least 50.
He's always giving the rupees.
Yeah, but 50 to 100 memberships plus $100 rupee chats or 500, whatever the total is. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But it's that way when you find somebody you like and you want to support them, and you're not asking, you're entertained. You're just enjoying being entertained. That's what's fun.
I would know nothing about that, Dave. It's not like I've ever done anything like that.
Well, I started at 10:30 tonight, and I said, "Oh, cool! Ethan started at 6. We might like."
And he's still going, and we're gonna be dead, and he's gonna still be going.
Yeah. Well, I am not streaming till 3:00 in the morning. Screw that. We'll get out of here way before that. I can't waste another Sunday feeling like shit because it's not even. It's just. I get up at like 9, even if I go to bed at 4 in the morning. I just got to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I got a grandson screaming in my ear, and I got it's amazing how everybody can be so fucking loud in your house, Jim, when they know you're still asleep, right?
Yeah,
They know
I
you're
know
still
that,
sleeping. But when you sleep, when they're asleep, you try to be quiet for them and all this shit, but not for you. Nope, fuck that.
That's the story of being a man. You know, we do these things, you know, and nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You know what? You know how long it took Ethan to get a Prov, or it took a Gary to get a Hayden 75? It took a long time. Those channels didn't happen overnight. I mean, Ethan's been on YouTube for a long time, right? A long time.
Yeah.
Nerdrotic as well. So over time, it builds up, and you'll just find somebody that just goes, man, I love this guy. I love his passion. You know, and who knows what he buys on fucking. Well, he might not buy any toys or books, and that's why he donates so much money to Low Watermark. Because I imagine the shipping to India is fucking ridiculous. So, you know, why would he pay for that shipping when he could just give Ethan the cash?
Yeah, Blue Gundam. It's kind of like that. You know, it's easier to give the money and just, you know, go with that. And yeah, I've never bought any toys, so I buy a book now and then, but no toys.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't say that. I still buy toys. I like toys. I were you here the other day when I showed off my new my
Transformers?
Well, no, my Super Mario cars.
Yes, you bought the I saw those, yeah.
So those were cool. I'd rather get the book, says Andrew.
Yeah.
Most people would. Yeah, the toys are a lot of space. You can't have them on a bookshelf like you can books and all that stuff. And every time I use those goddamn stickers, you know, not this, but the hooks like that you can just put on the wall, but they're not putting a hole in your wall. Every fucking month, 2 or 3 fall off because they lose their stickiness.
I want to know how Gary does it. Okay, you've seen his room.
He's got a pegboard. It's all pegboard.
It's all pegboard.
His whole wall is pegboard. Yeah.
Damn.
That's what he did.
Just hundreds of toys.
Yep.
He had it before in California. He's got it here too. Damn.
Yep. He did the pegboard thing.
It doesn't look like a pegboard, you know?
Because it's all covered. And if you paint it a color, it doesn't look like anything crazy, right? But you know, and Jim can't even really put nails or shit in his walls because it's all fucking steel beamed. So, you know, like he doesn't hang TVs on his wall because he has no studs to hang them up with. Oh, nice air duct. Appreciate that.
Not close enough. You gotta get real close.
No, believe me, it's a pain in the ass with the metal studs everywhere.
You said you use your spare rode arm to control your camera.
Yeah. It's like I showed you what it was. It's called a DS2. It's like for if I was going to have the mic sitting on a table, it's like a big, I don't know what it's made out of. It's heavy. It's very heavy, the base. And it's got like an arm, and then you can rotate it this way, and it's got another thing you can rotate this way. So I just put the camera on it instead of screwing it into the microphone, and and then I can change the angle and I can flip it, flip the camera 90 degrees like this and that, that way.
Yeah, it does what you need. Sure.
I mean, it actually would be better if it was a little bit taller, actually, because it's like I zoomed out all the way. It just barely fits the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do some hokey stuff with my other camera to make it work right. And I didn't even put myself on the screen because I can't figure out how to make myself on the bottom left when I'm adding an extra camera, Jim.
You'd have to make a new layout. Go in and make yourself a new layout. You could put the stuff wherever you want. Put camera 1 where you want, camera 2 where you want. You got to just go into your settings and make a new layout. And once you start doing that, then you get I've got all these layouts now because every time I try to change one, it creates a new one. So I've got 12 layouts now.
Right.
I can't figure out how to delete them. So I don't know.
No, when you right click, you can't delete them. It's funny. Yeah. Oh, what about the edit layout button?
When you do that, that's how you edit a layout. Then if you change one of the preset layouts that they give you, it creates a new layout.
Right.
Oh, cool. All right. All right, so we're going to get into some actual serious stuff here, right?
Sure.
I mean, this is what this is. This is serious. Like,
Yeah, this is totally serious, 100%.
Serious radio. Serious radio.
Guys, put on your thinking hats. This is the kind of stuff that's changed our entire world forever. I did watch a Korean movie yesterday about a clone, which was actually pretty damn fucking good. Those Koreans, they know what the fuck they're doing with these movies. They're not wasting my time with I love you and stupid women doing dumb shit. It's just a bunch of people. They got shit to do and they're going to get it done. It's fantastic. Oh, got to take it serious already. Bald, white-haired man from the 60s. Oh, this is going to be... All right.
It speaks to us. It speaks to the three of us here.
Yes. Come on. Yes. I have more hair than him, though. So does Jim. So do you, Mike. But he might be me in 10 years.
Could be.
Could be.
Maybe he's a Brit. Maybe he's a Brit, though. You never know.
Maybe. Yeah. They coax the
looks
Brits
like he could
into
be a
doing
Brit.
this.
Yeah.
He does look like a limey bastard, doesn't he?
All right. So what is this?
At CBS.
This is about MK
Operation. Yeah, Operation.
Okay.
No, this is Operation Mockingbird.
I thought this was...
No, you want to watch the MK Ultra one, or you want to watch?
No, we'll do this one first because this is the one you sent me earlier today.
Yeah.
We had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole News and Public Affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established.
What if I told you that some of the most trusted news stories from the mid-20th century weren't just justified by journalists, but by the CIA itself?
That planted story is intended to serve a national purpose abroad, came home and were circulated here and believed here.
Oh.
The very foundation of media trust and journalistic integrity was quietly being manipulated by a covert operation designed to shape public opinion during one of the most tense and pivotal times in global history, the Cold War.
Pause it.
Khrushchev.
This happened way before the Cold War. They've been manipulating people's mind with media since media was created. So,
this is just the papers that they got that know this program started.
Okay.
Late 50s, early 60s.
So
he said in 19.
So there's actual proof of the government trying
Correct.
to do it.
Yeah, this is all known. But that guy was the president of CBS, and he said it was already going on when he got there in 1954.
Now think about that. That's almost like Musk coming out and saying, Twitter was aligned with the government, and here's the proof of it.
Oh, kind of like he did exactly when he released the Twitter files?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same thing, and this was decades ago. Gee, imagine that.
Oh, I did see. Who did I see on? Where did I see it? Somebody else is going to leave America. Oh, Tommy Lee from Motley Crue is going to leave America if Trump gets elected.
Bye.
Wow, that
Tommy
it's getting
Lee.
better. It's getting better and better. I'm just waiting for all these people to leave.
How you gonna catch all your fucking sexually transmitted diseases if you leave America, Tommy? What are you doing, dude? You got to stay here. Jesus Christ.
Missiles of October is a really good. There's all kinds of Missile of October movies. Those are really good.
Missiles of October?
Yeah, it's about the whole missiles
Cuban
going
Missile
into
Crisis?
Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cuba, yeah. What's his name? The guy that did Waterworld and all of that.
Costner?
Yeah, Kevin Costner did one, and it was pretty good too. So if you haven't seen that, people.
Wasn't Costner in that one called 13 Days? Or
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, 13 Days. Yep. Yeah, he was the press secretary or something like that during that time. It played the character,
Yeah, sure. All right, let's find out how our press manipulated the human mind because the CIA told them to.
Which said that he would withdraw these missiles and technicians and so on, providing we did not plan to invade Cuba.
This operation, known as Operation Mockingbird, was more than just a strategic move by the United States. It was a sweeping campaign to control narratives, influence ideologies, and steer the collective consciousness of entire nations.
Because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. And we're looking at that very carefully.
But how exactly did the CIA...
It can't possibly be that.
Well, because there was a law that prevented them from doing it in the United States, and that law got changed under Obama.
A lot of stuff happened under Obama. Did you notice that? No, I don't know why. I don't know why. It's almost if the corporatists took over during his time. Forget anything about race or anything else. Corporatism. The corporations running things got more powerful during Obama than anything else. Something
What's
to
that?
think about. Corporatists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Corporations being the people in power.
They managed to pull this off. And what does this mean for how we consume media today? Let's dive deep into the shadowy world of Operation Mockingbird, a story that will make you question every headline, every news story, and every trusted source you've ever known. As we explore this covert operation, we'll also take a closer look at a surprising connection with one of the most prominent feminists of the 20th century, Gloria Steinem.
Ralph, how long were you with the CIA? I was with them 25 years. I joined in 1952. I retired in 1977.
Imagine it's the late 1940s. The world is emerging from the devastation of World War II, and two superpowers are locking horns in what would become the Cold War, the United States.
Europe and Japan is. The rest of the world was okay. Like Australia was okay. Canada was okay. South America was okay. U.S. was okay. We weren't recovering. We were building those fucking places and taking ownership.
Well, there was a lot of rebuilding going on in England and in
I said
France
Europe.
and,
I said Europe.
Okay.
Yeah. Europe, Russia, they were fucked. Africa, not so much.
We
it was
weren't
already
rebuilding
fucked.
because we weren't destroyed. So
right. South America just took all the fucking Germans and
the Soviet
Argentina.
Union.
Yeah, I think Argentina.
Yeah, because they wouldn't. There's a whole goddamn blue-eyed, blonde-haired community in Argentina that's still down there today. The watermark.
Yeah.
Yeah. The perfect children. All right.
Both nations are vying for global influence, not just through military might, but through the battle for hearts and minds.
A good many of us do not have a clear picture of what the CIA does. I think many of us believe it is an intelligence gathering agency, that it gets information, that information becomes intelligence, and then it passes it on to key areas in the government. Is that an accurate impression?
No, it isn't.
Information, as they say, becomes the new weapon of choice. This is where the CIA steps in, spearheading a covert operation that would forever change the landscape of media. Codenamed Operation Mockingbird, this secret program was designed to control the narrative in the media, ensuring that pro-American stories dominated the headlines, while communist ideologies were systematically discredited. But how did this all start? And who were the masterminds behind this audacious plan?
The CIA is not an intelligence agency. It's a covert action agency. Covert action being overthrowing or supporting foreign governments. Another part of covert action is disinformation.
Holy shit, that's a great term. A corporate acting agency? Wow. Like, we're not interested in intelligence. We're interested in fucking taking over your shit. That's pretty wild.
Well, yeah, the CIA ran all types of stuff back. They had United Fruit Company, they had the Sugar Company, all the stuff that they were big, fronts and stuff that they were using to, start stuff in South America and
the opium wars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crisis actors. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that type of intelligence agency goes all the way back to the, the East India Trading Company.
Which still exists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your girl your boy got to go out?
Probably.
Or did he hear my dogs?
No, she might have to go out, but she could wait a minute.
Well, it's like, girl, I normally am bed at this time. We don't go out this late. Don't take advantage of it.
It might actually, that might be what she's saying is like, hey, it's time for bed. What are we doing?
My little guy Colt will come up here in a little bit, and he'll put his paws on my knee. He's like, "All right, dude, you ready? You ready?" No, God damn it, I'll pick you up. Oh boy.
Bird were sown in the tense geopolitical climate of the post-war era. Frank Wisner, a key figure in the CIA and head of its Office of Policy Coordination, realized that in order to win the Cold War, the U.S. needed more than just military strength. It needed to control information.
That's some communist shit right there, though, Jim.
People being paid
that is communist
by the CIA who are contributing to
That's
a
Matt
major
Barr's shit. He would
circulation
love
American
this.
journal.
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Alongside him was Alan Dulles, who would later become the director of Central Intelligence. And together they envisioned a media landscape
There's a fucking
where the
airport
CIA
named
could
after this
covertly
guy.
guide public opinion.
Pause, please.
But controlling the media.
Ethan was wrapping up, and I sent a $10 super chat that said clip, clip, clip. He was literally saying, "Okay, guys, I'm wrapping up," and I sent the clip, 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 and he said, "Okay, I'll start playing more stuff," and he started playing a Nick stream.
Oh shit!
I totally diverted him with just posting clip, clip, clip.
Oh boy, that's funny, man. That is funny. I wonder.
And he's reselling the toys because of me. Sorry, Jim.
That's all right.
Jim's got all he needs. He's not looking for more.
No problem, Andrew. I saw the first time.
Physical and PDF of my
Wasn't going to be easy. The plan? Start small with a few influential journalists who could be persuaded or paid to write stories that aligned with the U.S. interests. These journalists, often unaware of the full extent of their involvement, became unwitting agents in a global propaganda war. As the operation grew, so did the network encompassing some of the most respected media outlets in the country.
I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
So, how exactly did Operation Mockingbird operate? The answer lies in a mix of subtlety and power. First, there was media infiltration. The CIA didn't just influence stories, they embedded operatives within the very structures of major newspapers, magazines, and broadcast networks. These operatives, posing as journalists or editors, had the power to steer the editorial direction, subtly shaping the news without ever being detected.
Well, it happens on many levels in many different ways. It could be a director of agency contact with a publisher, or it could be a lower-level agency employee with a lower-level person, or managing editor, per se. Or it could be hiring agency people, and placing them in the news.
Like a lot of people, well, I don't know, a lot of people don't know, but it's not, most people maybe don't realize that.
It's not public knowledge, right?
Well, Bob Woodward was part of Operation Mockingbird. That's how he got the job with the Washington Post.
I didn't know that.
That's how, oh yeah. That's how did a guy that was never a reporter or nothing, he would work for this, for the CIA briefing people in the White House and stuff, and he was Alexander Haig's briefer. And then all of a sudden, he just happens to get the story about Nixon.
And lived on it for the next 50 years of his life.
And all that information he had came from an anonymous source who was obviously somebody he was working with in intelligence that wanted to get rid of Nixon.
That took 3 times to make happen, right? They tried the same operation 3 times in a row, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's amazing though. Like we talk about, how everybody's so brave today to talk about this. This stuff is old. These people were talking about it back then. Like, people, wake the fuck up. Your government is not your friend. These agencies are not out for your well-being.
Back then, though, I think the majority of the populace was like, "Oh, you're crazy. No, you're nuts. That's not the way. No, the government wouldn't lie to us." Now people's like, "No, the government lies to us every day. That's all they do is lie to us."
But there's still a vast majority that still think that they got their best interests at heart. They might not agree with everything they do, but they get something from them. Low water mark.
I'll be right back. One second.
They get something from the government, so they use it as a way to try and give you a reason why they give a fuck about a certain party or whatever, because they think, oh, the Republicans will take all the welfare away from people if you don't vote for the Democrats. Not a thing. Not going to happen. We haven't done it yet, and we had control of all three houses before. We didn't abolish the school board or the Department of Education, did we? Never happened, guys. So these, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Low Watermark, with the people you're watching now and some of their fears that seem a little irrational, right? Did I lose Low Watermark?
Yeah, I'm just sending stuff to Ethan. He's showing Nick, and so I'm sending bunches of.
Oh, you're sending him money?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Do you agree though about what I was saying, or did you not even hear? Well, I'm gonna whistle Dixie. Yeah, I know. Look, last Son of Kate. I don't know if it's a. I don't know why people get this way with. And I guess I've been there before. I guess once you get to a certain age and you get to a certain comfort level, you start looking back and you're like, all these government people that said that this was going to be this or this, they're all full of shit. And you get older and you're like, they're all liars. Just go live your best life. Leave all this stuff behind and, care about what's around you, because you cannot control anything those people are talking about, but you can control what's in your world. And if what's in your world where you live isn't going to make you be the best person, then pick up your shit and move somewhere else that lets you have some more freedoms. That's one thing that we have in America. We don't have to have a passport to cross a state line. We don't have to have any of that stuff. We can look at some property somewhere or an apartment, whatever we want to do, and just go move and get the fuck out of the bad situation we're in if we want to. Imagine being like in Europe and like you're in Austria and whatever country is next to Austria, Sweden or Switzerland, whatever it is, and you gotta get citizenship to move there, and you gotta have a passport to drive over there. That's fucking ridiculous. I don't even have a passport anymore. I had one when I was a kid because my dad was in the military, and I don't have it anymore. But apparently passports last forever, or they used to. So, I mean, I got the passport when I was like 18 months old, and when I was 21, I could still use the same passport without changing my picture or anything. It's wild. So, yeah. What was I had something I could play because everybody's abandoned me. Oh, there's Jim. How you doing?
I'm right
buddy?
here. Sorry.
Low Watermark sending Nick, or he's sending Ethan super chats because he's playing Nick videos now. So Low Watermark's in a whole fucking different world right now. Should I play a Nick video?
If you want. I mean, we play this.
I'm saying to make Low Watermark super chat because he's super. It was a joke.
Okay.
The super chat for me is Low Watermark being here because he's so fun to talk to. Did your girl have to go, or was she just?
Yeah, she had to go.
Well, good for her, man. You know the right wine, right? Like some of the wines are like, stop bitching. Other ones are like, oh shit, she's got to go. Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay.
Organization.
Next, the CIA engaged in journalist recruitment. Prominent journalists were recruited not with force, but with incentives, money, exclusive information, and career opportunities. In return, they wrote stories that aligned with the CIA's goals, ensuring that pro-American narratives were pushed to the forefront.
Well, that's the newspaper.
Then there were the propaganda techniques.
CIA. Yep.
The CIA was adept at crafting messages that resonated with the public. They planted stories in reputable media outlets, stories that looked genuine, but were strategically designed to promote U.S. interests and discredit communist ideologies. By framing news events in a certain way, they can manipulate how the public perceives
Can I
these
say
events,
something, Jim?
emphasizing the good.
Sure.
If this was to fight communism, good. Fuck communism, dude. I don't need communism in my country. If that's what the initial plan was to stop people thinking that communism was a success, good. But if it's getting into later stuff, like, whatever they're going to talk about.
They're doing the same thing today, though, to fight what they, anything else they want, to fight the right wing if they think they're a problem, to fight Trump, to do, whole thing, the whole thing with the Russian P tape. That was all the,
No, I get it. I understand what you're saying. So yeah, we played that video the other night, Chris. The whole Nick dissing Legal Mindset. It was fine. I also liked his diss on Yellow Flash when he called him a fucking idiot. That was great. But that was good. Ethan wanted to go to bed, but Low Watermark hooked him in hook, line, and sinker. So, all right, Jim.
Good, downplaying the bad, and spinning a narrative that supported American policies.
I remember speaking to the General Counsel of the NSA when we began getting information and indicating we needed to get more information.
Well, a lot of things with the government starts out with a noble, for noble reasons or whatever you want to call it, or, even if it's not really what they should be doing, but they have a good intent, and then it just continues, and then other people come in and they use it for their own political purposes, like
to sell you fucking Viagra, whatever it is, right? Yeah, like the blue pill.
No, I mean, the intelligence agencies in the United States have been co-opted by the left now, and they are using them for their political purposes, not for the good of the country. That's the problem.
And moved it into our private sector by affecting products we purchase, all that stuff. Yeah, it's awful.
And he said to me, but the Constitution does not apply to the National Security Agency.
In the midst of this complex web of influence, there lies a surprising connection with one of the most influential feminists and journalists of the 20th century, Gloria Steinem. Known for her role in the women's liberation movement, Steinem's involvement with the CIA offers a nuanced perspective on how far-reaching Operation Mockingbird's influence truly was.
The irony of eating caviar for the benefit of the starving doesn't escape her, but as she says, it pays the bills for a political campaign or the bail money for political activists.
During the 1950s and 1960s, Steinem worked with the National Student Association, NSA, an organization that later was revealed to be covertly funded by the CIA.
Well, exactly when did your own association with the CIA start, and in what fashion? Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
The NSA's purpose was to counter communist influence among American students, and it served as a front for CIA activities. Steinem, who organized and led various student conferences under the NSA's banner, later acknowledged her connections with the CIA, but maintained the agency did not interfere with her work.
And I became convinced that it was impossible. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA.
This relationship between Steinem and the CIA highlights the complexity of Operation Mockingbird. While Steinem was not directly involved in spreading pro-American propaganda through traditional media, her connection with a CIA-funded organization shows how widespread and diverse the agency's methods of influence were. It wasn't just about newspapers and television, it was also about influencing the minds.
So do you think the CIA was behind the whole feminist movement to try and change America, to make us easier to control by breaking up the families, basically, and all this stuff? Like we blame LBJ for breaking up the black families for welfare, right. But the same thing has happened to the white family, every family basically, because of feminism.
Dude, there for every unwed black mother, there's 10 unwed white mothers, dude. Like, it's a fucking problem in every race. It's not a
I'm just saying, it's so. If she was funded and ran by the CIA,
thing is what changed it. We're not going to talk, like you're saying, not LBJ, but we're talking about the feminist movement made these women think that they could do it all on their own.
Yeah, go burn your. She was behind that. Burn your bras, go out, do this. You don't need them.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need a man.
I don't know.
Don't mansplain me. Whatever.
So maybe it was done to manipulate the populace to get us to be more controllable or more, to do what they wanted.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. This is I would love to know what documentary he was watching to get this information, because I would watch this documentary when I'm driving down the highway. I like this kind of stuff. This is how we come up with, Theory Thursdays. Go ahead, buddy.
Of the next generation of leaders through educational and cultural programs. Let's talk about the faces behind these stories, the journalists who, knowingly or unknowingly, became part of this covert operation. Names like Joseph Alsop and Ben Bradley come to mind. Alsop, a syndicated columnist known for his staunch anti-communist stance, was instrumental in spreading pro-American messages.
His column in the 50s was it reached the height of 190 newspapers, and yet he wrote like Henry James.
Bradley, who later became the executive editor of the Washington Post, also played a role, albeit a controversial one. But it wasn't just individuals. The CIA's reach extended to entire media outlets. Major newspapers like the New York Times, the Washington Post, and the Wall Street Journal, these publications had large readerships and were trusted for their integrity, making them perfect vehicles for the CIA's propaganda. Even broadcast networks like CBS and NBC weren't immune, with television and radio becoming powerful tools in the agency's arsenal.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
The result? A carefully curated public perception where the lines between truth and propaganda were blurred. During the Cold War, Americans were fed a steady diet of pro-American, anti-communist content, all meticulously crafted to support U.S. policies. This influence extended beyond just news stories. It seeped into opinion pieces, editorials, and even entertainment, creating a pervasive narrative that resonated with the public. But as the truth about Operation Mockingbird slowly came to light, the impact was devastating. Trust in media institutions began to erode. People started to question the integrity and independence of journalism, a skepticism that persists to this day.
The media is being questioned unlike ever before. Candidates have targeted reporters, even news organizations, and voters are kind of struggling to determine real versus fake.
The revelation that the press, supposedly the watchdog of democracy, could be manipulated by the very government it was meant to hold accountable, shook the foundations of public trust. This manipulation of the press wasn't just unethical, it was a blatant abuse of power. Operation Mockingbird raises serious questions about the morality of government interference in journalism. The deliberate spread of propaganda and the covert recruitment of journalists undermined the principles of a free and democratic society. Yet, despite these ethical breaches, the legal consequences were minimal. The covert nature of the operation, coupled with a lack of transparency, made it difficult to hold anyone accountable. By the 1970s, the political and social climate had shifted. The revelations of various covert operations, including Operation Mockingbird, led to a public outcry. The Church Committee, a U.S. Senate committee tasked with investigating government abuses, uncovered the extent of the CIA's manipulation of the media.
Well, it's a bill that would set up a permanent oversight committee, bipartisan committee, with a rotating membership, so that it would not be preempted by the agencies that it is to oversee.
Aimed at curbing such practices and restoring some level of trust in the media.
What's that?
This was 54 years ago, Jim. This is 1970.
It's still going on today.
They're still manipulating Twitter when Twitter was around. They're manipulating, like, nothing changed. All these heroic fucking politicians are like, holy shit, these people are so stupid that we can fucking make people believe anything. Yeah, keep it going, bros.
This guy, Ben Bradley, who ran the Washington Post, he was Bob Woodward and Bernstein's boss. He's the one who assigned Bob Woodward to the, to the story.
Oh, that's convenient. Yeah. Go ahead.
However, the legacy of Operation Mockingbird continues to resonate today. In the digital age, where media manipulation has taken on new forms through social networks and digital platforms, the lessons from Operation Mockingbird are more relevant than ever. Governments and corporations now have unprecedented tools to shape narratives and sway public opinion.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes it. I know.
Is that supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
Modern social media and news manipulation, as exemplified by the Twitter files, reveals a complex ecosystem where information warfare is not just a metaphor, but a reality. The Twitter files, released under Elon Musk's ownership, revealed internal Twitter discussions on content moderation, including the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story and the ban of then-President Trump, sparking debates over free speech, social media manipulation, and government influence on content moderation.
Well, supporters say that his new policies and the recent release of internal documents are needed to provide better transparency about how the company operates, particularly after controversies involving the company's content policies in the 2020 election.
These files highlighted how Twitter, under pressure or in collaboration with government agencies like the FBI, engaged in what some see as censorship or de-amplification of content, often aligning with political agendas. This has led to a broader discussion on the ethics of content moderation, with reactions ranging from calls for transparency to skepticism over the significance of the revelations, illustrating a complex landscape where information warfare and political influence still intersect. The story of Operation Mockingbird serves as a powerful reminder of the need to uphold media integrity and independence. So what can we learn from Operation Mockingbird? It's a stark reminder of the power of media and the dangers of unchecked government influence. As consumers of news, we must remain vigilant, critically evaluating the sources of our information. For journalists, the story of Operation Mockingbird underscores the importance of maintaining independence, transparency, and ethical standards. And the inclusion of figures like Gloria Steinem shows that this influence wasn't just about the headlines. It extended into the cultural and educational fabric of society, shaping the minds and beliefs of future generations. In an era where misinformation is rampant, the lessons of Operation Mockingbird remind us that a free press is not just a luxury, it's the cornerstone of democracy. By supporting independent journalism and advocating for transparency, we can help ensure that the media serves its true purpose to inform, educate, and hold power to account.
Or not to be trampling upon the laws and constitutional rights of American citizens.
If you found this deep dive into Operation Mockingbird intriguing, don't forget to like this video, share it with others. And since you've made it to the end, why not subscribe? It's free, and you can get more content like this video explaining MK Ultra, the CIA's secret mind control program.
This episode.
So, what's sad about it, Jim, is like you said earlier, they actually had like intentions just to, let's not think about this communism stuff, people. It doesn't work. It never has in the past. And there's a lot of people here in this country. We were still a very young country, right? We could have been swayed in different directions pretty quickly, especially with the way we hold elections, right? I mean, we have to vote with what the mass wants. Your delegates have to, or your representatives have to vote for what the population asks for. They're supposed to.
Yeah, just ask Kamala, because Yep.
Oh, are you done making more money for Ethan?
Yes, I've been winding EVS up for a little while.
Didn't you also get that guy from India to throw a bunch of memberships in there too? Like, he's like, oh, there's a watermark. I'm not doing his.
I got to spend some more.
I was like, awesome. I said that when you were gone, I said I should start playing a EJ video real quick, and Water will come back and get this chat rolling. But no, it was what's up, Dan Blackroyd? It's good that you did that, though.
Mr. Dulles, I know you've heard
You're torturing the poor guy. He just wants to go to bed.
Remember the newscasters of those days?
Yeah.
God, those were the days. Walter Cronkite and the others.
Yeah, they were so serious. They looked so distinguished. They didn't.
Were they lying to us back then the same as they are today? Do you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
They were all infiltrated.
I don't like to think of that, but I bet they were.
You weren't here in the beginning or during some of this stuff, but their whole intent when the CIA got involved was to stop the spread of communism in America. That's not a bad intent. Like, we do not want people to get a positive view of communism, because there were a lot of Russian bad actors over here, spreading propaganda. There were plenty of spies over here doing that stuff. And we did have to fight it, but then it just kept going and going, and they were trying to sway everything with news stories, right? Like, just weird stuff. Like, and the worst part is, when they know they do a false story, Jim, and then they put the retraction in the back page 2 weeks later, and nobody ever knows it got retracted. So they think that's the truth when it's clearly not.
Kind of reminds you of the present day DNC stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why? Yeah, that's another thing, low watermark. I still don't understand how Kamala got the nomination. I just don't.
That whole
get it.
thing within like 36 hours, we made some phone calls, and I've wrapped up the nomination. Wait. Who did you call? You called the public?
Yeah.
So you called all the people in the public that voted for Biden, and they agreed? No. We made some phone calls. To who?
The gall, the audacity for her to get up on that stage and say Trump wants to throw away your votes, when she just threw away 15 million votes of the people who voted for Joe Biden, was like, hello.
Yeah.
Right. They were not Kamala Harris votes, and I still don't understand, Jim, how I know they all have to play ball, but there's got to be one Democrat that goes, motherfucker, I'm going to sue this bitch. Like, I was going to run if this opportunity happened.
I don't understand why the others didn't come out and say, fuck that. I mean, there's a lot of powerful Democrats out. Michelle Obama should, I know they backed her, but why not? Why didn't she come out and say, fuck that?
That whole nomination backing of the Obama family didn't even sound like a real thing. It sounded like AI nonsense when we played it here. So I don't understand how they don't have to show the public, Jim, the actual votes that took place for it to happen. Because if Trump tried that shit,
they'd be all over it.
What? Wouldn't
they didn't show, because they used to have to show. They used to show that they would have votes, and the people would raise or do their. They would have a vote on the floor. So they just didn't do that at all. They just basically said she
made phone calls. She made phone calls.
The great people of the state of this, which is the thing that gives the and we cast all of our votes for Joe Biden. Oh, whoops. I mean, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I'm just blown away, dude. Like, it just makes you understand that she, like, every Democratic candidate is a Manchurian candidate. There's like, literally since Clinton, you think about all the Democrats that have been or are running for president. Obama had no experience. Biden had so much experience that he could never even get past the first round of a presidential election. He tried 3 times. Kamala couldn't win a delegate 4 years ago. And now she just makes phone calls and they all agree. Yeah, you're our best hope. You're our best hope to save the Democratic Party and make America a great country again.
Let's look deeply at Clinton's experience. He was the governor of Arkansas during the time when the CIA was using Arkansas to transport all that cocaine into the United States.
Don't go there. He did it for 12 years. He was 28 years old when he won. You got to give the man. He did do the job. He did the job.
There's some weird stuff in his background. Oxford and all. How did he become a Rhodes Scholar from Oxford? How did that happen to this guy who, from a little town in Arkansas, from Mena, Arkansas? How did that happen? Who knows?
What a dick thing to say, man. I mean, come on, man.
I'm just saying, his.
Dude,
he could have been controlled by the deep state the whole time. It is. It's all a conspiracy.
Why would they pick a kid from Arkansas?
Because they had control over him. They had something on him.
But he married such a
he was banging everything in sight.
Come on,
he was banging everything in sight. He didn't meet her in high school. He met her after college.
No, you talked about Oxford though. Why would
he went to Oxford? They gave him to Oxford. They said, "Here, come on to Oxford." You know who controls Oxford? MI6.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Even Dave is taking my stand against all this bullshit.
That's not bullshit, man. This is bull true.
I mean, that's some bullshit.
There's
but
conspiracy theories, and then there's bullshit.
No, I actually like the Manchurian Candidate movie. It's a
the really original or the remake?
The original.
Original, of course. Yeah.
The original. Yes. Jim is secretly Barry Seal.
Oh, my name is Big Pickle.
That's a new one on me. It's so crazy, Jim. Like, they got to Clinton in high school. We're gonna get you a Rhodes Scholar, or in college, you're gonna be a Rhodes Scholar,
and we're gonna make you president, and then you're gonna have the Clinton Foundation. And
no, they didn't know all that. They start small, and they started working them and stuff, and they said, we need this guy to be a governor so that we can bring all this coke into the country.
Oh yeah, because the CIA needs any fucking permission from anybody to do anything.
Well, they needed someone to look the other way.
No, dude, they would have did it in any state if the CIA said we're running a program. Come on, that's crazy.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, man. Like a lot of stuff, man. Just don't add up. The whole Whitewater thing, the land deals.
No, the Whitewater thing. The Whitewater thing. They have their fucking. They have their dirt on that for sure. But that's when he met that hideous creature Hillary.
And why is there 92?
That totally beautiful woman who everybody loves and adores? Come on.
Why the American Made? It's called with Tom Cruise. Story about Barry Seal. The whole thing with like 92 people that are connected to them. That family is committed suicide.
For the Whitewater thing, yeah.
All around it, I'm just saying, like just like people getting found, they commit suicide by shooting themselves with two different guns.
Quit asking questions. I'm just kidding.
Would you rather watch about Operation Midnight Climax or the MK Ultra project and its victims? Because I think the MK Ultra project and its victims has a tie-in, someone very interesting you might find very interesting.
I don't know what Midnight Climax is.
Oh, that's where they it was part of MK Ultra, where they were taking they set up in San Francisco a brothel.
Oh,
and they
the
were
brothel
paying
thing.
the hookers,
Okay.
and they were dosing people so they could see how they reacted to getting dosed with LSD.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know that one. You pick low watermark. What do you want to make fun of, Maura?
Oh, anything and everything. It's time to make fun of everybody.
All right, we'll go with the.
Mr. Dulles, I know you've heard this many times, but there are people who say that we, with regard to the CIA, are
doing,
waging
girl?
a secret war with an invisible government.
Imagine a secret government program where unsuspecting citizens, including soldiers, patients, prisoners, and more, were drugged without their knowledge. What if I told you that the U.S. government mixed LSD into something as innocent as Kool-Aid and administered it to children?
I was given a glass of Kool-Aid, and so were the other children. This Kool-Aid was spiked with LSD. It was horrible.
This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a dark chapter of American history known as MK
All right, so
Ultra.
I've never heard the children thing, Jim. I've heard of adults, but not children drinking Kool-Aid. I never heard that one. So this is deep darkness, low watermark. Like, leave the kids alone, goddammit.
Yeah, they were trying to get child soldiers like they have in Africa. They wanted to turn American kids into child soldiers.
Why?
If they could warp their mind, to get them to kill their parents, and then they can use them to do things like, Charles Manson, the Unabomber, Timothy McVeigh, Sirhan, John Hinckley. The list goes on.
Yeah. I blame Jodie Foster, so you know.
Okay. I just didn't know they were fucking with the children. I thought it was.
Yeah. Oh, sure, yeah. It was the ones that they could, then they would use them at a pizza. They had a pizza parlor set up called. I don't want to get into the name of it in Washington D.C. that has a basement that the Podesta brothers would do things.
Okay.
Q.
Yeah.
It's a non.
In the early 1950s, the CIA became convinced that the communists, meaning either someone in the Soviet Union or in communist China, had discovered or was on the brink of discovering the secret of mind control.
Starting in the early 40s, Dr. Cameron used sleep-induced comas, massive doses of electroshock therapy, LSD, sensory deprivation, forcing patients to listen to hours of recorded messages on tapes.
MK Ultra delved into the darkest corners of human experimentation,
that worked out
pushing the
really
boundaries
well.
of ethics and morality.
We were interested in seeing what effect LSD would have on visual discrimination performance in monkeys and also on memory.
But what is MK Ultra? Who were the people behind it? And how did an accounting mistake unravel the secrets of one of the most infamous programs in intelligence history? Let's uncover the disturbing truth.
Where truth meets ridiculousness.
No, this is all stuff that came out. It was all in congressional hearings.
Oh,
low watermark. And they tried to bury it. They tried to destroy it all. But there was like a fucking a page of something that was paid for, like some receipts for what was paid for, and it was coded as this Operation or MK Ultra, and that's how it all came out. Like, well, what is it? And they're like, well, we thought we destroyed everything.
Yeah. Imagine being the guy there in Congress testifying, and you think it's all done, and they come out with like one piece of paper and said, "Oh,"
and it ruins your entire fucking story. Like everything's garbage now. What you just said, and now you got to spend another 5 days in front of a bunch of retards that don't even know. It's like when you. So I don't know if you've been to a city council meeting or a board meeting. Everybody that sits on the board, they're fucking stupid. They have no idea what they're talking about. It's the same thing with our Congress people. They're the same people that are at your fucking city hall or your board meetings. They're idiots.
Yeah.
When I go to these meetings, you got people on the board. If they can't see it, they don't know it exists. So like your pipes are bad or whatever. All they care about are the sidewalks good concrete, and do I have enough Christmas lights to make everybody in the town like me more because our Christmas lights are pretty. They don't get the phone calls from the homeowner who has no water pressure because they haven't fucking done any maintenance on their water system in 20 years. That's the bullshit these fucking politicians in DC are like too. There's no maintenance on our government. It's just fucking spend on new shit, and let's ignore the old shit, and that shit just gets worse and worse and worse. It's fucking crazy. These guys are as dumb as anybody. Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry I went on that rant.
No, you're fine.
And I didn't like all the pills that I was taking. I couldn't swallow them with water because they were always afraid that I wouldn't keep them down.
The story of MK Ultra begins in the early 1950s, a time when the world was gripped by Cold War tensions.
EVS is wrapping up
and
again.
The Soviet Union were locked in a fierce competition for global supremacy, and the fear of communism was at an all-time high.
What if I sent him $100?
Concerns grew that the Soviets were developing mind control techniques, an idea that was terrifying to American leaders. In response, the CIA decided to launch its own program to explore the potential of mind control. Thus, Project MK Ultra was born in 1953. Authorized by CIA Director Allen Dulles. The mission? To explore the darkest reaches of the human mind and develop techniques that can manipulate behavior, extract secrets, and create super soldiers who could carry out missions without question.
They wanted super soldiers, yeah.
Obviously engaged in many facets of what is generally called the Cold War, which the communist policies forced upon us.
At the head of MK Ultra were some of the most influential figures in the CIA. Leading the charge was Allen Dulles, the first civilian director of Central Intelligence. Born into a powerful family, Dulles was a master of espionage, having served as the head of the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, in Switzerland during World War II. His tenure at the CIA was marked by aggressive covert operations, and he was deeply committed to ensuring that the U.S. remained ahead of the Soviets in every way, including psychological warfare.
Sidney Gottlieb was the most powerful, unknown American of the 20th century.
To bring MK Ultra to life, Dulles turned to Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, the CIA's chief chemist and a man who would earn the nickname Black Sorcerer for his willingness to push the boundary of science and ethics.
He was the person who carried out the most intense and extreme experiments on human beings that have ever been conducted by any officer or agency of the U.S. government.
Born in 1918, Gottlieb was a brilliant toxicologist who quickly rose to the ranks of the CIA. He was fascinated by the possibilities of manipulation.
I wonder where this guy's from. He was born in 1918. I wonder if he came here by a little thing. I don't know. If
maybe
he came here by a little thing called Operation Paperclip.
Maybe. Because
his
anybody
last name?
doing
Gottlieb.
medical experimentation on people, they usually come from a common source.
That sounds kind of German, doesn't it?
I wasn't going to say that, but hey,
Well, Samba says that Sturgis and Homeless Larry are Eric's trained super soldiers. Very true. I don't know much about Homeless Larry, but I did hear Ethan talk about him tonight a little bit, like when he's on the show with Sturgis.
Sturgis completely changes all his affect and his enunciation and starts saying, let me ask you something.
And mofos all the time and all that shit.
Man, I hate it when people do that.
Yeah.
Shit, cuz, for real, man? What you do?
Because that's some racist shit right there, dude. Like, be yourself. Just be yourself.
Kamala Harris does that.
They're victims of EJ Ultra.
Ooh. But that's EJ minimal because he's awful. Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid does a real good job talking about this stuff in the video games. Metal Gear's great. Go ahead with this
manipulating the human mind and believed that by breaking down the psyche could be rebuilt to serve the agency's needs.
Ooh.
But MK Ultra's reach extended beyond the CIA's walls. Dr. Ewing Cameron, a prominent psychiatrist, was brought into the fold to conduct experiments that would become some of the most controversial aspects of the program. Cameron, originally from Scotland, had made a name for himself as a leading expert on mental illness.
His controversial research caught the attention of the CIA in the 50s, eventually being funded as part of MK Ultra.
His work at the Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal was groundbreaking. Under MK Ultra, his methods became increasingly brutal. Cameron's theory of psychic driving involved breaking down a patient's mind through repeated messages and extreme electroshock therapy, all in the hope of reprogramming them.
Tell us about Dr. Ewan Cameron.
He wasn't liked by the patients.
Dr. Cameron's goal was to depattern them, to wipe out their memory.
Project MK Ultra targeted a broad range of subjects without their knowledge or consent, including prisoners lured with promises of reduced sentences, psychiatric patients.
You know who that was?
Project MK Ultra targeted a broad range of subjects without their knowledge or consent, including prisoners lured with.
This guy, you know who that is? Anyone?
He didn't shoot. He didn't shoot at somebody, did he?
He shot at a lot of people. That's Whitey Bulger.
Oh, Whitey.
Oh, yep. Irish mob, right?
Yeah.
Massachusetts, I think.
Yep, the Unabomber was all Ted Kaczynski. Some people speculate that along with Timothy McVeigh. And
what's up, David D? Hail Hecklefish, orange wide eyes. Yeah, I've got that video pulled up, but I'm afraid to play a Wi-Fi videos here, guys. I'm just afraid to.
With promises of reduced sentences, psychiatric patients subjected to extreme psychological and physical manipulation, and ordinary citizens unknowingly dosed with drugs in public settings. The program also involved college students in abusive studies, military personnel tested under the guise of research, individuals with substance use disorders, and marginalized groups. Even some CIA employees and their families were subjected to these experiments. These individuals were often chosen for their vulnerability, as they were seen as easy to manipulate and unlikely to resist or expose the abuses they endured.
We didn't have a choice. We couldn't say, no, we don't want this. It was, we were given medication and we had to take it.
Theodore Ted Kaczynski, a mathematical genius who would later become infamous as the Unabomber, was one of the program's most notorious victims. In 1958, Kaczynski enrolled at Harvard University at the age of 16. It was there that he became involved in a series of brutal psychological experiments led by Dr. Henry Murray, who was funded in part by MKUltra. These sessions, designed to break down the participants' egos, involved relentless psychological abuse, which many believe played a role in Kaczynski's later descent into violence. Another unwitting participant was James Whitey Bulger, the notorious Boston gangster. While serving time in federal prison in the late 1950s, Bulger volunteered for what he was told was a research study that could reduce his sentence. What he didn't know was that he was about to become a guinea pig in one of MKUltra's most notorious subprojects. Over 18 months, Bulger was given LSD and other drugs causing terrifying hallucinations and a descent into madness. These experiences haunted him for the rest of his life and contributed to the paranoid, violent persona that would define his later years. But perhaps the most tragic case connected to MKUltra is that of Frank Olson.
The Frank Olson family has lived here in Frederick, Maryland since 1950. Olson was a top-level biochemist at nearby Fort Detrick. In 1953, November, Alice Olson was told simply that her husband had fallen or jumped out of a 10th-story window at the Statler Hilton Hotel in New York City.
Olson, who worked in the CIA Special Operations Division, had no idea that he would become a test subject in the program he had unwittingly helped to develop. During a retreat in 1953, Olson was secretly dosed with LSD by Sidney Gottlieb. The effects were devastating. Olson began to suffer from severe paranoia and depression, questioning his work and the moral implications of what he had been involved in.
CIA is...
Now, this is the guy's son. His name is Ted Olson.
Okay.
He was George W. Bush's Solicitor General.
Oh, this guy was?
Yes. He's his wife was killed on 9/11 in one of the planes.
That sucks.
Yeah. But it's just weird that, like that's what I'm saying. These people are all the family. They say like it's a family business because his father was involved. He's involved with them. He's working with the
Well, he
Bushes.
probably worked with his dad because he was CIA at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe. I don't,
I mean, we know Senior was CIA, right?
Right, yeah.
So that's a family fucking friend.
very bumbling. But in this case, I think there's another possibility that there may have been some intent. And I'd like to be reassured that there was no intent to kill my father. I think that is an open question.
9 days later, Olson fell to his death from a 13th floor window of the Statler Hotel in New York City. The CIA ruled it to be self-inflicted, but the circumstances were suspicious.
Yeah.
Many believe that Olson was murdered to keep the secrets of MKUltra from being exposed. Decades later, his family would fight for justice, uncovering more details about the program and Olson's role in it, further damaging the CIA's reputation.
Dun.
Do you have any follow side effects since the
Yes.
test took place, and what have they been?
Well, quite a bit, because I had to quit school. I was hospitalized when I had the LSD experience, but that wasn't the end of it. I had to go through 6.5 months of psychotherapy. I was referred to a psychiatrist the next week, and that was very expensive for a student.
By the early 1970s, MKUltra had officially ended, and CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all documents related. Thousands of files were shredded, and it seemed that the full extent of MKUltra's horrors would never be known. However, in 1974, a discovery was made that would unravel the secrecy surrounding MKUltra. An investigative journalist's Freedom of Information Act request led to the discovery of a set of financial records that had been overlooked during the destruction order. These records were housed in a budgetary archive separate from the operational files and detailed payments and fund allocations for various MKUltra subprojects. It was an accounting mistake, a clerical error that preserved these documents and provided the crucial evidence needed to expose MKUltra to the public.
The preservation of a free society and holding the police, including the federal police, to the strictest standards, lest we slip into the practices of a police state.
This accidental discovery set off a chain reaction. As more information came to light, Congress began to investigate. In 1975, the Church Committee was formed, chaired by Senator Frank Church, to examine the abuses of the CIA and other intelligence agencies. The revelations were shocking. The hearings uncovered the full scope of MKUltra's unethical experiments and exposed the CIA's willingness to exploit vulnerable populations for its own gain.
though this is a decision for the committee to make, I am mindful of the sensitive nature of much of the material that we will be obtaining.
My recollection is that when,
in other words,
order was
we're only going to talk about
do away
so
with
much,
these,
Jim, because we don't want to really upset people.
Well, yeah, and just like today, you had politicians who, if they were Democrats, they tried to blame it on the Republican presidents and the Republican administrations, and then the Republicans tried to blame it on the Democrats. When it was both of them, it was not even them; it was being controlled by the people running the CIA.
Yeah,
you know, and you got to remember the FBI was ran by Hoover since the 1930s, and he died in the 60s, or no, he died in 72, maybe or 73. So he controlled it for a long time, and then the CIA was the same type of thing. It was controlled by these people. It went from, Wild Bill Donovan to Alan Dulles, and then Dulles got taken out by Kennedy and replaced, and then guess who sat on the Warren Commission? It was Dulles.
Right.
And
yeah.
Who was controlling the CIA at that time? George H.W. Bush.
We can talk about what the government did low watermark, but the follow through is never anything. Nobody ever goes to jail. Nobody ever gets truly prosecuted the way they should. So I hate all these fucking jerk offs.
What I've noticed a pattern is the more that the politician stands up there screaming and pounding the table and saying how terrible it is, the less is going to be done about it.
Those are the ones involved in it. They already knew it was happening. We're in danger now because of Jim. Well, again, like low watermark said, that really worked out well for him, didn't it? All this stuff that they did to people. What did we get out of it? Eventually, we got a guy that sent bombs to people. He was crazy, right? We got Whitey Bulger, who went out and became a fucking full-fledged psycho.
Why was he protected by the FBI for all them years? Was it the CIA protecting him through the FBI? Was there something else going on that they know? You know what I mean? Like he was able to basically do whatever he wanted in Boston.
Well, they didn't want him to talk.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So this is it sucks, but I actually think corporations do the same shit to people at Watermark. I think they bring people in for these crazy testings on their drugs and bad shit happens and nobody ever knows. Nobody ever. They don't know.
Oh, I mean, Dave, do you think they would actually give millions of people some kind of medical treatment that was untested, unproven, that could kill people and cause all types of problems and then just not say anything about it?
Just crazy, Jim. That would never happen. I mean, I can't think of any time in history that something like that has happened. No.
Not in our country. Our country's pure white satin. Like we're the cleanest country in the world.
I mean, that would be along the lines of having like a whole group of people that you think are lesser and having them somewhere and doing tests on them where you're like giving them syphilis and then not treating them.
Oh, no. Nobody would ever do that. No.
And then calling you crazy for even thinking that the government would give you something that's not good for you because they've got your back.
And if they would do something like that, they would probably even put the guy that ran that experiment in charge of all our health.
Yeah, and that would be totally crazy because there's no old man in charge of all of our health who is the science that could possibly do that stuff. I mean, it would never happen. Yeah, never.
Yeah. And constantly reminded us we need to trust the science. If you don't,
he is the science.
He is. Yep.
You're a bad American. You're killing others.
Dave is totally frozen now, people. Now that is also not a bad frozen face there. So yeah. Dave gets really lucky when he freezes. Yeah.
Better now.
Yeah. You get real lucky, Dave.
I don't sit with my mouth open. I don't sit with my mouth wide open.
You're not a rippopotamus, really?
No. I try not to. Oh my God. Yeah. Who is this guy? Oh, Walter Huddleston. All right. He looks like a nice guy.
Biological agents and toxins that Mr. Karamessinas and I agreed that we had no choice but to comply. In fact, when I say no choice, I don't mean to indicate that we wanted any other choice.
The exposure of MKUltra left a lasting impact on public trust in government institutions. The program's ethical breaches were severe: lack of informed consent, exploitation of prisoners and mental patients, and the infliction of lasting psychological harm. The revelations led to widespread outrage and calls for greater oversight of intelligence agencies. MKUltra serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power. It highlights the need for transparency, accountability, and the protection of individual rights. The program's legacy continues to influence debates over government ethics and human rights, as well as the conduct of psychological research.
Did you disclose to President Nixon, from the time he took office and thereafter, the fact that the CIA had a program which included the offensive use capability to use offensively biological devices in order to kill people?
The tragic stories of individuals like Frank Olson, Ted Kaczynski, and Whitey Bulger are testaments to the human cost of the program. They remind us that when ethics are abandoned in the pursuit of power, the consequences can be devastating, and they can linger for decades.
I do not recall having briefed President Nixon on that or several other programs, but you will recall, Mr. Swartz, that he was once vice president for 8 years and was privy to a lot of things that were going on in the agency then, which he carried over to the presidency, so that the degree to which he was aware of this.
So you see how this guy tried to blame Nixon?
Yeah, squirrel words too. He did that.
Like, he was vice president for 8 years, so he pretty might have known and carried it over. But yeah, there was this guy named John F. Kennedy who was president, and then there was another guy named Lyndon Baines Johnson who was president in between that time. So,
but I never told Nixon anything when he was president. I'm innocent of telling him something when he was president. Yeah.
But he tried to insinuate, Nixon had to have known about the stuff because he was vice president.
Sure.
And you got to remember, though, when Nixon was vice president, the vice presidential job was basically a do-nothing job.
It
you weren't in charge of shit.
Been.
Yeah. It still is, yeah. For sure. It's like this is why I'm so flabbergasted that anybody would agree to be Kamala Harris's fucking VP. She's already a do-nothing. That person's going to be a bigger do-nothing. Ugh.
You mean she's a didn't-do?
Dude, come on, man. You know.
Program, I ain't
got to say it out loud.
The legacy of MKUltra should serve as a cautionary tale, one that reminds us of the importance of safeguarding human dignity and upholding the principles of transparency and accountability.
Sir, these activities, as I recall it, Senator Mondale, started back in the early 50s. I must confess that when I became director, I do not recall going back into the legislative or legal history of it. I simply had accepted the fact over the years that the agency was expected to maintain defensive capabilities and be in the vanguard of these exotic things.
Now that you've made it to the end of this video, I have a question for you. Have you subscribed?
Why did you watch?
If not, why not? It's free and will help you learn of other videos to come, like this next video.
That's he does a good job with it, though. He's not wasting our time. Yeah. So, but he's not making these himself. He's got a producer, right, Jim?
No, I think he's doing these himself.
Really?
Yeah, he's he does a lot of stuff with like Viva Fry and that Nate the lawyer guy, and then Mark Rubert, and yeah.
Cool. Well, that was interesting. I'll give you that.
So are we wrapping up?
No, yeah, you got something you want to talk about?
No, I was just wondering if we were going to wrap up for the night. It's 2:20 here in the East.
Oh, it is. Shit, I said we were going to go late. Yeah, we've been going for almost 2:45, so that's a good stream.
Yeah,
especially when we start at 2:30 or 10:30 at night, 11:30 y'all's time. Yeah, we can thank the chat for being here. It's always great when the chat shows up and participates in the show. That's the best part of it. Low Watermark, thank you for joining. Thank you for making Ethan stream for another hour. That was hilarious. Jim, I tell the chat your channel so they can go see your new comic.
Oh, comic review. Yeah, it's Jim Tells You on YouTube. Jim Tells You on Rumble. Yeah, Satala Consulting LLC on Locals.
Yes.
Jim tells us all kinds of stuff, but do we listen? Do we listen when Jim tells us? I don't know.
And I have my review of Joe Frankenstein Part 1 up, guys, if you want to check that out. Also, I'll be doing another one. I'm sure I'll have some other videos coming out soon too. And more of the Ryan and Yellow Flash stuff I used to do.
Oh, wait. Oh, well, as I said, because Katie just put up a clip.
Guys, so I'm going to save those for Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So thank you all, and let's get out of here. See you
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Nice seeing you.